Okay. Hello, hello. Are we live? We are live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's get right into it. Boom. Let me just quickly turn this audio up a little bit. How's everybody doing? We got a lot of packs to buy too today. We're whaling, baby. New Dazzler packs. Morning. Get a free pot. Is pack sounding good? Ooh. Okay. Sorry, let me whale real quick. Oh wait, no, that's... Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Kabaz. I'm doing pretty good. Just gonna whale the crap out of this real quick, so don't mind me. Sure. I mean, this is just cheaper. Hey, Zane, how's it going? So we got a lot of things to go over. But today I'm gonna try to play the game a little bit more, but I'll still try to answer and help you guys wherever possible. Hey, Nestor, how's it going? I suck at that mode, to be honest with you. I don't know who to guess. But I'll tell you who everyone else is thinking. There we go, another Pilatus. I don't even know if this is worth it for me, because I already have everything, but... fuck it. The money is nice. And like, what if I get a good dupe, you know? I'll just buy out the shop, I don't care. I'll buy out the shop simply because I can. Any update on the new dock? I was going to do it yesterday, but then I had internet issues because I was getting a new internet provider, and it was... There were also the reason there's no video. I decided just to stream today. I couldn't be bothered to post a video with only like 3 hours. So, yeah, I'll update it. Probably tomorrow is the goal. Alright, cool. So, let's just autoplay it. I don't really care too much about all of it. So we get a fragment shard, we get that. I have a question. Why does everyone start with Terra first and not Aurora? So the reason why is that you kind of just need the gear from Terramaton. It's just much better, to be honest with you. Like, Terramaton's just so much better. Oh, you can buy... Don't mind if I do. But yeah, it's just the Terramaton gear is really important for your DPS. So I need to do that still. And then I also need to do, I believe I need to do some EXP today. Yeah. Quickly grab that gear. I managed to auto heal 4 now after building the Ting and Lily. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good shit. It is a really good combo. Oh, actually, we should see who we get, right? I mean, in theory, does this have Freya? It doesn't. Oh, it does. Arguably, I should save this for, whatchamacallit. HOYAN HOLDEN. Is it okay to have to manual Terror 4? I mean, preferably you don't want to, but if that's the only way that you can progress, I guess. But honestly, if you're doing dot team, you don't really need anything besides speed, so you just want to be doing Dokidoki. Just a quick question I got, Giada. Do you think it's wise to invest in her for Doki and Aurora? Yeah, I mean, she's good. She's a solid option. I've been seeing a lot of success with her. A lot of Chinese players play her. So, yeah, you can definitely do it. How far are you in Ember Trek? I haven't even bothered to go, but I'm at 32 right now, which you can tell, like, I just got bored and I stopped. I need to go through here. Apparently everyone's able to start progressing through here. So I should be able to, like, push through the rest of this mode if I want to sit down and do it. Which is actually something I want to do today. I actually really want to sit down and, like, do it. But the thing is, I'm not going to stream for that long tonight just because there's another stream for a game that I want to watch. So I'm gonna end probably after like 3 hours today, but we'll see. Maybe I grind it on the weekend. It's not too big of a deal, but yeah, right now you should probably be able to push past 30 if you've been pushing. If you're where I am, of course. If you're below where I am, you really should just be stuck around like the 30s anyway. What game? Shadowverse. Shadowverse has a stream. I believe it's in like an hour for Worlds Beyond, like to kind of announce everything that's going to be there for the release. Yeah, so I'll probably stream it here, like when it comes out, and then still stream Etheria. So it'll just be like really long streams. So that'll be something that I'm excited for because I used to play Shadowverse quite a lot back when it was first out. I have a lot of friends that are like former pros. So hoping to get to bring the Avengers back. Okay, cool. So what I need to do is I need to yeah, I miss it too, man. It got so bad after Rivalry, so I'm hoping that this game it brings it back to where it felt good to play. But okay, so we need to go here. We need to just click on this. And we're just going to clear. You don't have gear. Sure, we'll just do this. Have I cleared the Ethernet Karuru boss? Yeah, I did clear it. I actually, so that's one of the reasons why I said, like, you should wait to reset Leanne. Because I used Leanne to clear it for the red side, and then I had, like, Ramolka. I also got lucky with the good Messiah. Like, from the ones that you get. So, yeah, but I cleared it. It is a pain, though. The other way that you can cheese it is by bringing, like, Valerian or something. And, like, how, yeah, Valerian is, like, the best one, because she gives you, like, a bunch of shields, and then you can kind of just wait for it to die. Like, you just have to kill 1 or 2 of the small ones, so it doesn't, like, pop off. And then you just go through and you kill him before he gets to summon them again. But yeah, that's how I had to do it. So yeah, we're just gonna let this run in the background for a little bit. What I need to do is I need to actually start preparing for PvP a little bit more. So I'm gonna be a little bit of a degenerate and level up Mio and 6-star her. Just because I need you fuckers to stop attacking me in the arena. Because you motherfuckers. These degenerates. They come to and wait, and then they just swing in and attack right away. My health rate going to be inconsistent after gear upgrades. Yeah, it takes time to get there. you have to get to the point where, like, I'm probably going to make a video tomorrow, which is going to be the hell clear video, because that's what I was going to do today, but I just going to be fucked after all the internet issues and just getting it back up and running. But you just kind of have to accept that at hell right now, your runs are never going to be 100%. You just have to, like, try to get to the point where you're as close as you can go, and then eventually you just have to force out the upgrades through the gear. I don't know what to do with my hyperlink. I can auto Nico Nana hell, but not Whitney hard. Wait, what? That makes no sense. You shouldn't even be in Whitney in the first place. You just need to clear her. Even if you have to sit down and manual it 10 times for your hyperlink, you may as well just do that. I was wondering if I should build 5 or 6 shells and switch them between units, or build a shell for each unit. I would probably just build a few shells. Like, I don't have a bunch of shells. You can see, like, I only have a few shells in general. Here, I can, like, show them. This is my shell inventory. I have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is, like, just a random one that I have because there's a good set. That's just equipped onto him because this is who I'm going to build up next. So, yeah. There's shack guards and stuff. I should probably be locking these to make sure I don't, like, sell them. But yeah, just try to build, like, enough. That's really all it is. You just have to go and figure out how many you need. Try to build build the ones that are multi-use, and then, like, move them around. I'm Max Lily's S1, best investment I made. She has 280 speed, and my DPS will always attack when she does her S1. Yeah, Lily, like, in general, I think right now everyone should be going for at least one speed character and trying to invest into them, because you should have spare, like, lattices to do it. So I think that's a good investment. So, but 280 is really good, really good. I was wondering if I should build just, oh wait, I've already answered that. Do we refill stamina forever? Yeah, you should be pretty much crystal refreshing as much as you can, unless you're free to play. Then I would recommend going up to 35 and then stopping. Do you think it's worth to use stability now, since there's probably not going to be ×2 events soon? I am popping up until level 50, and then I'm going to save, because right now it's like, I'd rather just get there, figure out what I need to do. But if you are not pushing or trying to prepare for, like, guild wars or stuff like that, and you're okay with, like, the chance of, like, losing that type of stuff early, then you should just save them all. The issue is like, I'm in a guild that's trying to be rank 1. So, like, I have to push, because otherwise I get kicked. But if you're not in, like, the top guilds, there's literally no reason for you to be popping, unless you're trying to push, like, rank 1 in arena or RTA. Like, that's where you're going to go and you're going to try pushing. Otherwise, save your pots. Is Revelation any good as a shell, or Shackle the only good one? So TLDR is like, HOYAN is amazing for PvP. Like, farming this one is going to be where I'm going to be a lot of the time in the late game. Like, I'll be in these two, Rangotsu and Shadowflame, unless I'm going for a very specific build. These are insane in PvP. Jackal is one of the best support ones in the game. It's just an upgraded version of Black Flag. Now, is he worth your time right now? Probably not. Law of Silence, broken shell for PvP. Revelation, great. On the characters that it's good on, it's great. It's also, you can use it on, like, Dyna for Terramaton with Chloros if you have that. But just because it will count as 8 procs, which is really good. But yeah, you can just do that. So this is really good on that. Rosa, burst DPS, it's really good there. And yeah, I expect the shell to be really, really broken. When it's broken, it's broken. It's just not good on Remolcha, which is what everyone kind of has right now as a cleave character, because Remolcha's splash damage doesn't count the revelation damage. And then Amber, honestly, this is actually the weakest one. Amber actually wasn't that good in practice. I think everyone, like, thought it was going to be broken. It's just all right. It's actually more of a PvE shell, but it's only going to be good in, like, Inferno Plus. But if you're tanky enough, you don't even need it. So, yeah. I would recommend that you skip her, though. You should really just be farming gear right now up until 50. I don't know if I should build a Ting. I got Lily, Messiah, and Remolcha built. I mean, if you have a really good Lily and Messiah, no need to build the Ting. But if you are lacking damage, which you shouldn't be, then you can for sure skip. you can for sure, well, no, sorry. If you're lacking damage, you for sure want to build the Deting. If you're not, then you can for sure skip. Sorry, I kind of like was reading two things at once there, and my words kind of got mixed up. Okay, let's quickly go here. Make sure she doesn't really have any gear on randomly. Okay, she does. I mean, I may as well bring her because, oh, you know what? It's actually probably fine because I don't have like Suki built right now. So I usually switch the gears, so I can just kind of go here. Click this because it wants me to do 10 here. We cleared Aurora Hell 4. I haven't tried, so I have no idea if I can. Like, I literally just haven't even touched it. It's one thing I kind of want to try today. Should make sure this is set. After investing in Leanne and Ramoka, what SSR should I skill up next? For SSR, that's a tough one because honestly, I've just been fine with like what effectively would be your Leanne, which is my Chloros. I've been fine with that and Ramocha. And now I'm just sitting on my lattices, kind of confused on what I want to build. So that's why I'm investing into this Lolly here, Mio, because what I want to do is I want to skill her up to 6-star because then I can put my best speed gear on her. And if I skill this up, I can contest for PvP. So that's gonna be what my goal is because I want to get up to here. But yeah, it's just up to you at that point what you want to skill up. It can be like Rosa on her S2. You can start skilling up Heinrich if you have him. If you have like Rahu's a pretty good PvP character as well that you can start building up, or Hellkid, or Tiamat. She's also pretty good. Lily for her S1 if you have her. From there, it's really just about deciding who you want to build. After you have those characters built, it's just build towards whatever your next goal is, PvP or whatever. The Ting is really good there as well. Yeah. Should I 6-star Deting or wait for HOYAN first? I heard she was a better ST DPS for bosses like Terror. We have no idea. I think it's easy to build Deting though. So I would recommend probably just build him anyway, if I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't think I would ever not build him. You're still gonna find use for him. Let's see here. When should I stop max refreshing? I'm level 43 now, so I used up my diamonds and I have 3k left. Probably should have stopped refreshing after 35. It's a really good one. But yeah, you should probably stop now. I'm still kind of confused on what to do to prepare for now. I just hit 33, already reset Leanne for Chloros and Deting for Terror, and Remulsion for Doki. Guess prepping for Nico Nana comes next. You shouldn't need to prep for Nico Nana because all the characters that you have for your other stuff should carry over. Like, you should just be able to Deting Leanne, or sorry, you have Chloros now, so you should just be able to Deting Chloros and then bring like Gray and someone and a speed buffer, someone like Marvel, and you should be fine. So you should be fine there. Pretty much what you want to do is you just want to just 33 to 35 was the most awkward. If you haven't already farmed for a little bit of XP, I would highly recommend doing it. That was what I did around then, and I was very, very happy with it. It made me weaker at that point for the one day that I did it, because it's not like the biggest boom, here you go, but it set me up for the long term because I was able to 5-star a lot of characters that I needed. Like pretty much all of these, like down here, I 5-starred during that area because I spent that day just going for XP. And I didn't get any stronger immediately, but then every single time after, I felt a much bigger spike than even my guildmates who skipped out on it. Okay, cool. So that's done. So now we get this finished whenever we hit 47. So here we go. Alright, cool. So I will put on my, where is it? Terror Claws. Terror Freya. Terror Cause. So is that built? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. Go into Dokidoki. Pop the pots. Farm that up. Should I prioritize Lily's S1 than S2? Yeah, for the speed, it's much, much better. I would highly recommend it. I thought they would change her kit, but it's the same. Yeah, it looks the same, but honestly, they have been so bad with communication that I just don't want to take their word for it just because they're reusing footage. Everything they have is the same. Even Mio, when they showcased her, while her kit didn't change, her stats did. She was much faster than expected. She was much tankier. Like, I just don't know if I trust it. What's good to push the Infinity Train event? Honestly, the only characters that are good in that are those that have like spammable AoEs. Giada is by far the best. But yeah, you just want to bring as much AoE and then some sustain. Chiaki the Echo is very, very, very good in it. Yeah, XP fuel is very low at the moment, so outside of the new hyperlink mission I was already thinking about, yeah, because as soon as you hit level 30, right, that is the time where you get access to the final stages because you finish the story. So it ends up being like such a very specific time where you're kind of like, you don't have anything to do because you probably finished all your core roster. So now you're at this point where it's like, well, I can't really hyper invest into them. If I farm gear, sure, it's better, but then it's wasted because I don't have access to Hell yet. And I would much rather just wait for the Hell gear. So it's just better. And like GP Outpost, probably not that great. So I'd probably be farming GP Outpost for a character that I was already building in the background to finish them off. Or I would do EXP and start like widening my roster for what I need in preparation in the future. Do you think it's fine to farm Shell Outpost and EXP until level 50? I would highly recommend that you try modules. You really, really want modules super badly right now because Hell 4, like the reason why Hell 4 is such a key thing to break into is because it gives you access to those 3 set modules. It's going to make it much easier to build sets. You're finally going to have gear that will transition into the late game. If you're sitting at Hell 3 or lower, you're going to randomly get purples that are shitty and you're not going to use later on in the game. And you're just going to sell in trash, which means that 40% of that is all you get back. And you're still getting like, it's like just overall worse drop rates. That's pretty much what I'm going to say without going into a big rant. I would say you really, really want to do everything in your power. If that means that you have to push levels, then do it, farm levels. If you need to sit down and improve those shells because you have really bad passives on your shells, then do it. Just do everything in your power to invest and get in and start farming. And then you can rebuild back up your resources. I literally went down from like 9 million Etheria coin to 0 to make this all work. And it was worth every penny. Do you think it's bro, I'm using Dating, Lily, Kloss, Freya, and Valorant. I'm stuck at Hell 3. Any speed tune tips or just raise my Dating? You just need to raise your Dating. That's really all it is. You just need to have better Dating. And then you also just have to accept that there's going to be RNG in your runs and you're going to lose. And you just have to be happy at a 60 to 70% win rate if that's what it takes. Oh, is Chiaki the Echo banned Infinity Train? I actually did not know that. Is that true? Oh, true. You can't bring wins. Oh, that's cringe. Oh, yeah, no wonder Giada's broken. Okay, well, considering I have all the characters here, I would say Heinrich's broken. I would say Freya's broken. Messiah's broken. Giada's broken. Bjorn's probably really good. Lily, obviously. Viper would be really good if you have him built. That's about it. I actually forgot that you can't bring it. But yeah, just all the best AoEers will be it. That's so dumb. I hate this. This is probably the worst event. Low-key, I'm debating skipping it because it's not too many rewards. It's probably not worth it. But I guess I should play till these. Dude, it's just the worst event. It's so boring. Ooh, holy, that could be a really good piece. Has speed. We'll take it. We're desperate. Nice. We got 2 more. How should I build Viper? Just tankiness and some damage. That's really all. Viper's just a bruiser. Can farm Terra 3 for the 10 gear, not enough damage for... Yeah, that's just how it is. If you can only farm Terra 3, then you just farm 3 and you just pray that you get the gear. And that's what it was for me. I was able to push into Hell 4, luckily, because, well, I'm a whale and I high rolled my module packs. And I just had to sit there, and the runs were a little bit inconsistent for the first couple of days. And then eventually I got the pieces that I needed from Dokidoki and stuff, and also to gear up my Valerian. And once I made Valerian tankier, like even now she could still get tankier if I happen to roll another Wellspring set. Like I'm missing one of these pieces becoming a Wellspring, and then this would be better. Even if I lose the 8 cure, because she doesn't really use this healing increase effect too much, and just get the Wellspring for an extra 20% HP, I'd be sitting so pretty. Because, yeah, it's just 10% anyway. So, yeah, this is literally doing nothing for me. So either of these two could become a HP percent on 3 Wellspring, and it would be goated. It would be so good. But sometimes it's just like you're one piece off, and there's nothing you can do about it besides sit there and cry. Wow, I'm getting some pretty good pieces actually right now. What's the most optimal speed for Lily? Just as much as possible. Honestly, just as much as possible. But try not to like overdo your speed for Lily, because you want to have at least one other character that's pretty decently fast paired with her. So this way the speed buff will be the difference maker between your second one lapping. Because Lily is not really a good opener. She's kind of a good bridge, right? So you need to have another, like you need your DPS to either be also pretty fast. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Let's see. So where was I at? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Lily, speed buff, just don't want to make her like your primary opener unless you know that you have enough speed on your DPS that you can pull it all forward and then be good to go. All gear mix between epic and below mythic, all 15. Push where required. But, yeah, probably around now when you're pushing into hell, it's okay to overinvest and go like plus 15 where required, mostly for your DPSs. I think some of my tanks for a while, even now, like this is still 12. And so is this. Because you don't need too much effect accuracy. So just invest where required, but try not to increase these. But if you get a good red, you can definitely like level it all the way up to 15. Mostly if it's the right side and has the correct stats, like the main stat. Hi Kyoya, are you also still saving your mental stabilizers for the unannounced ×2 drop event? No, I am currently not. I am going to be using these into level 50. And then I'll start saving. The only reason I still had some was because of the internet issues. I just didn't want to sit down and play on my phone. And just also trying to communicate with people to get my internet bloody working. Did you 6-star your Kloss? Yes, I did. Because she was the only one that was dying and it was ruining runs. And she's also really fast and she's good for PvP. I'm pretty much using her everywhere. I just felt like it was a no-brainer. She was probably the best investment because I use her in PvP as well a little bit. And she's also a good opener. She's just one of the best characters in this game, to be honest. So, yeah. And I'm going to do her next. Like, I'm actually going to sit in XP for a little bit today as well. Klaus is the fastest one? Yeah. Sure. Any more resets? No, there's no reset events planned for the future, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back when it's like patch season and they do nerfs and or buffs or however they do that. Did you say Mia was your next 6? Yes, I am going PvP focus. That is correct, Reese. I felt like I missed someone's. How many skill ups does Chloros need to replace Leanne for Terror? I'm about to hit 35 and want to know if it's worth resetting right away or waiting and farming a bit. So the bare minimum that you need is this S3 up to here. If your run is tanky enough, but lacking the damage to kill, you can actually level this up to all the way up here and have it target the left arm first, kill the left arm, and then the Doom Toll will pass on to the next enemy, which will be the boss, and then you can get the advantage there as well. So this is like optional depending on what your run is looking like. All of this is just optional. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go all in like I did. Yeah. People call me crazy for using all my pot free to play, but I'm PvP focused and need gear. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like, if you're pushing, then I think it's fine. But if you're not pushing, then it is kind of a waste to use them. Just as long as you're pushing in some sort of content to make it worth it, then I think popping the pots are fine. But yeah, if you're not pushing anywhere and you're not expected to be like top rank in anything specifically, then you really should just be saving them, because who cares? Like, there's not really too much of a difference. Hey, I'm Author. How's it going? Yeah, I'm very glad my internet's working again, Amy. I was planning to do Chloros, Tang, Gray, Freya, Lily to try Terramaton Hell 3/4. Would that work? It could if you have enough damage. It definitely could if you have enough damage. It is just a DPS check for your carries there. That's really all it is. You know what is the max crit damage a character can have? Like, where's capped? So the cap is 350 total. So if this says plus 200 right here, then it is at the cap. It won't go any higher. What teams are you running on Dokidoki and Terror? So I guess I can just quickly show the Dokidoki team. So this is the Dokidoki team. It is Kazuya. She is mandatory. I feel like for this, you're going to use her forever, so you may as well get her. Valerian, she is just my sustainer of choice. Her shields are really nice. She doesn't disrupt anything. I think her or Sonya, depending on how tanky you are, both of those are very suitable. Klaus, because she's broken. Ramoka, because she's perfect for this dungeon. And then Freya, just because she also is really good on Artisan with double defense and effect accuracy. Nightmare's great. You know, she's just a good character all around. And the great thing is that 3 of these characters are part of my Terramaton team. The only difference between this team and Terramaton is I take out the Ramoka and Kazuya and I put into Ting and Chloros. And then Ramoka shares the gear. She uses, this is just like the made up set of all the best gear to get the maximum stats out of her for Dokidoki. So that's all I do. I just move my gear around. By the way, Kyoya, I got my side to 4 out of 5 now. Is it time to send banner for the 5 out of 5? I've already gone in on the Chloros, Ting, Ramoka. Then no, don't go all in. DPSs are always the first to get power crept. Just be happy that you randomly got a Messiah with a lot of dupes. You can eventually build him. I actually debated it because I'm at a point now. Where is it? Where I'm sitting on 80 of these, and this is why I'm deciding to build one PvP character. And the cheapest one was deciding to build the Lolly Chick Mio. Just happens to be the cheapest investment for PvP. That is the closest for me right now. Otherwise, I was thinking about building up Messiah and maxing him, but then I realized the reason why they're able to keep pushing is now all these people's Messiahs that are in the late game, they are all currently where is it? all these ones, they're all like they're all max leveled. They have a Lily who also has her S1 max, and then Messiah has his S3 maxed, S1 at level 4, S2 at level 4. So like the pivot now is just a little bit late. Any tips for Sharon? Honestly, I really didn't have any problems with Sharon. I just one shot because I have Chloros. If you're struggling with her, it may just be a damage check. Like you can also just bring like a cleanser. Sonya's really, really good there if you need to tank it out. This could roll very crazy. I actually can't wait. Wait. Let me roll this real quick. Where was that piece? Am I crazy? Oh. Oh! Come on! Oh, okay, I'll take a 10 speed. I'll take a 10 speed. That's pretty good, though. That's really good on this time we've set. Am I crazy? I swear I had another one. Oh, here it was. Okay, I will take a 8. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. I'm happy with those. Just pop that. Pretty nice. Sorry, let me just see. Who is the best in Doki, Mio, or Kazuya? If you can one-shot the first wave, then it is Mio. But technically, everyone is that's doing like the one-shots are actually doing both Kazuya and Mio. Pretty much always is Kazuya. I don't have Ramoka. Who else can I replace for Doki? You don't have Kazuya. Oh, you don't have Ramoka. I'm stupid. You don't have Ramoka, so it's a little bit tough if you don't. But the options that you have are the following. So you can go, if you happen to have him, Messiah, but you really want a Lily with him. You can go Tiamat, but it's a little bit rough. You can go Viper, because you can also build Viper for Aurora. And then you can also build Giada if you have her. And you can also build up a really slow clear, but it's very safe. It's like a bunch of tanks and Rahu. So those are really your best options. Can I replace Freya with Lily and Doki team? Honestly, I would highly recommend that you don't. The defense buff is great. You can do the same trick with your Lily in something like Termaton, though. Wherever you're using Lily, I would highly recommend that you get an Artisan. And as long as you don't have someone else with Artisan, because Lily just cares about speed, you go triple defense with as much speed as you can and an Artisan on her, and you're going to be very happy with it. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that because Freya brings Nightmare, which increases your damage just as much as like the crit buff from Lily does. And yeah, it just depends. But I guess if you're able to clear it really, really fast, then you can bring whoever you want. I'm having difficulty with Ethernet Rally with Karuru without a good AoE. I was thinking a Messiah for this part of my current team is that. So a really good option, if you guys are struggling with Karuru that you can start building, is actually a rare unit. So this guy is really good. He's an AoE green DPS. He does okay damage and he has a very short cooldown on this. And you can, and this is someone I'm going to eventually build. You can buy these. These are the micro lattices. You can get these and they're extremely cheap from the arena shop every week. So you can buy those and you can also get them from the summon shop. And you just need to get his S3 and S1 up. But to be honest, there's not many good rare units in this game besides like him and Andrew. So I would recommend building this guy, because this is how a lot of people were clearing Kururu previously in the beta, and they didn't buff him, so you should be able to do it as well. Do you do personal account help? Currently, no, but I have a Discord that's being worked on right now. I'm hoping to get it up by the end of this week, and I will have options for people who want to try to support the channel a little bit extra to have that extra one-on-one help more than normal, because I've been getting so much that if I just try to help each individual person, I'll have zero time at all. So I'll find like a nice middle ground for those who actually really want it. Should I get a monthly support card or battle pass? I would recommend the monthly support card because Etheria coin is so hard to come by in this game later on that I just could not imagine playing this game without this additional 10%. And also you're getting extra 20 stamina every single day, and this adds up very quickly. So that's an extra 600 stamina a month, you know, on average. So definitely want to do it. Oh my god, if I roll more speed, wait, this is actually like, even this, it can be good because it's a speed chase. Dang. Getting some good time weave pieces. But yeah, I would recommend the monthly support card if you can only choose one. But I would highly recommend both, to be honest. How did you clear Kururu without Ashu build? So I had a good Messiah built. I have Kloss, who's really good, and I cheesed it with Valerian. So what I did was I had Valerian, I had Ramolka, Freya, and this, and then I had a Messiah from the built-in thing. And what I did was I killed 2 of the ads, and that was enough that I was tanky enough to survive the blast. And then I used all of my debuffs, like Kloss and everything, to pretty much just make sure that he never got a turn and killed him. So this way he never got to get to his second phase. That's how I did it. Hey Almine, how's it going? Which sustained character do you recommend more building? Sonya, Valerian, or Linglo? You definitely need to build Linglo at some point, so she's really good. But I highly recommend, it depends on your account, okay? If your account is fast, Sonya is better for you because you can just build to cycle a lot and let Sonya cycle and sustain your team that way. If you are not as fast, like my account, I'm not a fast account, but I have really good DPS sets. They have really good DPS sets, right? So I can nuke. So for me, I just need to sustain just long enough to 2 or 3, maybe 4 cycle and clear. And Valerian is really good at that. She's really good at just getting you there long enough, but guaranteed, right? There's no risk, there's no RNG. You don't need Sonya to like get good gigabytes and also cleanse the right stuff over multiple hits. But yeah, I just don't take enough turns to make Sonya worth it for me. But if you are fast enough, then you can. Which threshold would you recommend focusing first? I'm in the middle ground between red and pink modules. I would recommend probably, honestly, you can do either, but I would say if I had to choose one, I would go Terramaton first if you are in the in-between stages, because then you can get a good enough Ramolka that it can carry you into Dokidoki, and then Dokidoki during like the hell stage get you enough good gear to keep you up in PvP while also transitioning through the Terramaton stages. And then eventually you can kind of clear everything once you have those 2 online. Which healer is better for Tiamat? Definitely Linglo, because she heals based off max HP. But it also depends on what content you're doing. But yeah, generally Linglo is better because she'll heal Tiamat a lot more. And she also puts a lot more heal overtimes, which each give a individual stack, which is better than Sonya, mostly after all the nerfs. Is Heinrich good for Terror Hell 4? And where is he good? Heinrich is generally just good across the board. If you have enough damage and enough DPS sets, he is probably the best. Like, honestly, the only reason I am bringing Freya right now over Heinrich is I just don't have the gear for him. Like, see, I'm starting to build his gear. And I got like 2 good pieces right now. But right now what I'm missing is like a good, where is it? So what do I have here? I have attack percent, crit rate, and then I want crit damage. So as you see, I'm missing like a triple crit damage side here for Swift Rush, which is kind of the key to get the set online. And then I can go for a 12-12 and raise this up and be very, very happy about it. But right now I'm not at that stage, so I can't do that. But if I did, Heinrich would be better. So again, it's just based on what gear you have. Other than that, he's going to be really good in Aurora because he's also the best stripper. I just hit level 40 and I'm farming Nico Nico. My playtime would be 50 min max today. Yes, that is the good thing about once you get a really good Nico Nana team, your day is very, very quick. And it's nice to have that break because I love this game, but geez, some days I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood. So what early sets would you recommend for Ting and Remolcha? Just Onslaught and Harvest is generally the easiest to build. Onslaught Battle Will is okay if that's your better set, but really just focus on that Onslaught because that's going to give you the most stats, and then whatever secondary set gives you the most stats. Even if it ends up just being a random Swift Rush set, that's fine. Just focus on one set and getting the best 12 piece, which was Onslaught. I don't have Kazuya. What should I build for declared hell for Dokidoki? So Mega Box, my question to you is, can you go to your inventory, click on consumable? You should have some sort, and just click through your boxes. Just check if you have a box, because you get one at level 10, which lets you choose between Yang, Kazuya, and someone else. I forget who the other one is. You should have picked Kazuya. Now, if you didn't, if you messed up and maybe you picked Yang or someone from that box, then F's in the chat because it's going to be really rough for you because there's not too many options, but the other option that you can do is you need to build a really good Kraken, but it's going to be much harder because he has lower odds. He also has higher cooldown. Yeah. And like Kazuya sleeps on everything. Like she always has a chance to sleep every turn. But yeah, that's probably your best bet. Do you think they're going to nerf Ting? Probably not. I think that they've nerfed so much that I don't think they want to take any more backlash. I honestly expect them to be nerfing more SSRs, but I kind of thought that they wouldn't nerf as many of the free-to-play units as they did, let alone buff the PvE stages. So I don't actually know what the hell they're doing at this point. Do you think... oh no, that's something I've already read. What gear and shell should I put on Kloss? I'm on Whitney. Just Black Flag. That's really it. Just speed and Black Flag. She's a really good Black Flag abuser because she wants to take turns. And then she just wants as much speed as possible. Just get that 12 Swift Rush. That's really just the best bet for you. I stripped my Leanne, Tiamat, and Freya because and started... Wait, what? Oh, you deleted the comment. Okay. What should I do if my Remolcha kills too fast so Kazuya ult is not up yet? Just see how it goes. I mean, if it works out in the second wave, then it doesn't matter, honestly. But if it is screwing up your RNG, then you may want to actually nerf your Remolcha gear a little bit. Like, just lower the quality of it. Sometimes that does happen. Do we have any others? So we want speed. Okay. Interesting. Nope. It's always worth trying. Maybe you get it. this piece could be still good for like a weird DPS. It says potential. Oh, we're broke. Wait. I guess it's time to clear this out. So what do we have here? I don't want any of these. I just don't care about these at this point, to be honest. I should probably keep that. Should probably keep that if it has speed. Get rid of that. That's not useful to me. That's pretty good. That's bad. That's just need 3 subs minimum at this point, honestly. Mostly for speed chasing on it. It's a really good piece. That could be a good piece, though it sucks that they're all 2. It's not really that important now. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We're broke again, but we did get some good pieces at least. Okay, sorry, I missed the chat here. Bro, any tips to clear Hell 4 Terror? My Deting does like 70% with his first ult, but he sometimes doesn't even get a second turn, and I use Valor and the boss just speeds up ahead too much. That is why you want 2 DPSs when you do it, like Chloros, or you can pair even Leanne in there. Or you need a Lily to reset him, and then hopefully, you know, I mean, over time you'll get fast enough that you can do your 2 cycle. Mostly if you have speed down like Kloss, it's really helpful. But yeah, definitely just want to try to see if you can fit 2 DPSs in there. I got Heinrich and Mio by re-rolling. Is that a good account? And does Heinrich need skill upgrades? So that is definitely a solid account. Heinrich and Mio are very, very good characters. Mio's great for PvP. She's also useful in some PvE content once you get to certain, like if your Remolka gets big enough to one-shot the first wave, then you can do it. Heinrich doesn't need too many skill ups. He just needs 4 in total, but you don't need to do them until very, very late into the game. Sorry if you can hear my dog, by the way. How did you go from Hell 1 to Hell 4? Did you farm your shells first, or did you farm modules to be able to clear Hell 4? So I farmed a lot of modules. So I'll just show you. So I have some pretty good modules here. So they're definitely no stinkers. Even the black flags that I kept are pretty good. But yeah, I just made sure that my shell quality was up to date with good sets and everything. And then from there, I just focused on using the best gear that I had. And over time, I just accepted that my runs were not going to be perfect. And eventually, oh, I got a defeat. That sucks. And eventually it improved in consistency and I was able to keep pushing. And one more question. I'm Mio, Dokidoki. Who should I prioritize for PvP? It depends on the team that you're building for PvP, but generally Mio is really good. Characters that are fast openers like Kloss, Mio, Lily, all those are really good to have like 1 to 2 of. If you don't, Marvel is an option for you, even Chiaki the Echo. And then after that, you have access to, you know, I mean, Freya as well. And then you just want to have like some good DPSs, preferably AoE. So this is like Remolka, even Leanne is still good. Or you can go for tankier comps and build around like Rahu, Hellkid, stuff like that for PvP. So it's just those 2 options. Are you going to try to say, hey, you have to outspeed me? Or are you going to say, hey, you have to outdamage my tank? Will you start farming Jackal Guard? Probably not for a while. Probably not until I like absolutely need it. Do I have to farm Hell 1 or 2 before Hell 3 or 4? It depends on your gear quality, but if you can deal enough damage, then yeah, then no. If you can't deal enough damage, then yeah, you'll have to farm like whatever your highest rarity is. Try to improve your your gear quality, your module quality to the next tier. So if you've been sitting on like golds for the longest time, like a lot of people, you'll have to go up to like pink, and then eventually you will be able to push. That's just kind of the grind that you're going to be stuck in, is now getting those getting the shells up to date, and then also getting the modules up to date. Which offensive modules should we buy from the first module shop? I bought Keen Eye, but I would not recommend it. I gambled because I was raging, and I gambled and I hit. Honestly, from this shop, you should not be buying Keen Eye. Momentum's okay if you have a good shell for it, but what I would say first is hold. Go farm your shells and see what you hit. And then depending on, like, if you're going to gamble, you may as well say, oh, cool, I got this really, really good Keen Eye harvest one. Let me buy Keen Eye and hope that I hit. And then I had a guildmate, Levi, who hits, he hit like a good momentum one. And you can see if we go to threshold, he has like one of the fastest clears. Because, yeah, he's the fastest clear now. Because he just hit this really cracked momentum one. So he said, oh, okay, I'm just going to buy these and hope I hit. And not only did he hit, he also rolled really, really, really well on them. So he just won. He was just off to the races. So that's really all it is. That's an absolute banger of a piece. Holy shit. And it's harvest, so it's fine at 2. Can't really use that for the upgrade. What's the max crit damage you can have? 350% in total. I'm using your team for Terra, but using Dyna instead of Kloss. Health 3 is on farm, easy mode, but health 4 feels like I'm 1 turn off. Yeah, that's kind of the issue. That's kind of the issue with it, right? It's just a damage check. I had that same thing too, where I was just slightly off. So I had 2 options because of where I was at. I was just barely not surviving. So I either needed to get tankier or I needed to get more damage. So I ended up choosing to farm Doki because I also needed a lot more speed. And I also happened to hit like, and then what happened was I hit this really good, helmet that was like usable. It just had good subs and it hit okay. Like obviously the effect accuracy sucks that I hit into it twice. But I had that and then I had this piece. And again, like this isn't the most amazing piece, but it gave me the sets I needed. That with this shell that I had sitting on, I was able to get to the 8 harvest. And then this passive was enough to get me over the threshold I needed to make my runs consistent. That's really all it is. You just get to a point where it's like, I just have to accept RNG, just take the L on a couple of stability, and then eventually we're good. And now we're at that eventually we're good part. And sure, I still get like a loss here or there, but I just can't do anything about it until my gear quality keeps going up and up. And that's just the point that we're at in this game. You got a plus 20 speed on Gigabyte for Lily. Bro, can you send the luck this way to the stream? If you press the like for me, then I can feel good about myself and not cry that you got luckier than me. Yeah, let's just go through. Should I get passives right on my first White Fang before building up a second one? No, get all the bodies and everything up as much as you can, and then start rolling the passives. So what I did was I farmed these, all 4 of these. Well, I farmed 1, 2, 3, these 3. I ended up coming back for Gigabyte because I realized I needed it. And then I also hit the Alicorn. This was later because I realized that Diamond Heart overwrites Artisan. So I had to go farm something. So Alicorn was just the best one that I already had, and I didn't have to wait for bodies. I just needed to get enough currency. So that's why I went for this. But yeah, what I did was after I had these 3, I started rolling and eventually got this. Now, this one's like not the best. It's kind of like in between the value of purple. It's like slightly better than the purple attack percentage because of how the math works out. But if I roll the gold or red attack percentage, then it's better to go with those. But this is fine for now. Crit rate is fine. Just any rarity of crit rate or crit damage is the same for him because it all overflows anyway. And then this was really good. And then this one, this is for Chloros. So yeah, that's when I started to do it. So I got the bodies and everything up first, and then I used everything else. Where do you farm to increase your whole team speed stat? It has to be Dokidoki. Will Bulwark be good to counter the cleave meta? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it will be. But it's kind of hard to fit Bulwark into your gear, so we probably won't see it for another like week, except for people that are really pushing PvP, because those people have built Rahus, Hellkids, Tiamats, all the really good bruisers, mostly ones that people don't pick, so they can just farm them in arena, and they're just sitting there slowly grinding away. People like Iski and Kecker and all of them, they're just sitting and farming away very like 5-minute runs that are like 90%, accepting their fate. And then they're going to go farm Aurora and do the same and just build Bulwark. And that's how they're going to win. Am I going to do that? Hell no. I don't have that mental capacity to do it. But maybe I should have, since I just sit here talking on stream half the time. Is today meant to be the ×2 drop? So if we were getting it, yeah, this was the case. But we kind of already knew. They didn't say it in the events. They told us all the events. They even told us in the CBD that the ×2 was going to be there in the event post when they told us all the events. So I don't know why people were spreading that information, but yeah, so but yes, technically today would have been the day for it if it was going to be the same time. How much effect accuracy are you running on your Kazuya? Not much, I don't think. Oh, I am running a lot. But I think that's just because, yeah, I just happen to have 2 red pieces on it. And then I think these just naturally have some random effect accuracy on here. Yeah. And she also just has a lot in general, because you get 20 from here too. I also at some point need to farm green mats because I need to get the speed ups on her, because eventually I'm going to need those anyway. Is held 2 Doki worth farming, or should you try to max out your shells first and try to reach for health 3? Definitely try to max out your shells first and try to farm at least health 3, because then it's just a feels bad when you get pinks, but at the very least you can at least still get some good reds. I'm getting pinged. Oh, it's for the showers thing. What setup do you think will benefit more for Dating? Harvest Fury? I don't actually know. I think the math's pretty close, but Fury's probably better because you should have it on the 40 pack. I think it's just whatever subs are better, honestly. I think they're about the same. I don't actually know. I have to wait. I'm going to wait until eventually someone decides to data mine everything, and then we can make a damage calculator. But yeah, I mean, just choose the one that has the better substats is what I would do, without knowing the exact math. But I'm pretty sure as long as you're making the condition work for Harvest, it's better. Actually, you know what? I think Fury's slightly better because you have, because you'll always meet the Fury condition. Well, this one, if you're not one-shotting, is a little bit worse. Is Swift Rush and Time Weave good for Lily? Absolutely. If you can get 12/12 Swift Rush Time Weave, I'm going to be honest, I expect that even after we unlock Inferno level shells and stuff, there will still be a lot of character builds that are 12/12, because some of the 12/12 combinations, like Swift Rush Time Weave, are significantly better. Like, significantly better. What stripper is good for Aurora? So you have quite a few options for that, because luckily a lot of the blue characters are strippers. You have Heinrich, if you happen to high roll and get him. You have access to Veronica. You have access to Bjorn, if you have him. And you have access to, as a 4-star that most people should have, is Viper. And Viper's also really, really good in PvP, by the way. I will probably build him at some point. He's probably next after I finish Kazuya, because he has strip, attack, and speed down. Like, that's just crazy. And you only need 1 skill for it, but you should definitely max it up. And he can also do up to 2. He's a really good passive where he gets a big counter attack, and then he also has silence and stuff. And this is just a toxic unit. I would highly recommend building Viper. Mostly if you're a free-to-play player. He's a very high priority character. I'm definitely gonna do it later. Hey Skill Tenso, how's it going on? Most I can do is Hairtail 1. Should I start farming gear? No, you most likely need to improve your shells. Most likely. Hell 1 is actually pretty easy, to be entirely honest. It is just a stat check that is usually a shell difference. What the f? If this was attack percent though, but oh, that's usable as well. That's a pretty good Rahu piece. If this gets like defense percent, I mean, even if it doesn't, I mean, this could be a good piece for Tiamat. Nice. Do I invest into Messiah's S2 or S3? S3. Guess you're lucky today. Did you get something good? Let us know if you got something good. Veronica and Viper, do I need to invest in their skill? Veronica can, if you can get fast enough, Veronica is technically better because you can most likely use her Inferno. Now, I'm going to say there's a caveat to that, which is we don't actually know if they buffed Inferno. If it's the same, then you can probably bring Valerian into it, but depending on how fast you need to be, it may be difficult. So I would still recommend Viper because I know he's good. I know he's going to be good in PvP, and I know that he'll also be useful in Aurora. So I would still go with Viper if you want to be 100% safe. Can I see your deting? I feel like I cannot cap my deting anymore, and other people's deting still look better than mine. I mean, I can show you what his stats would look like. Wait, why am I? Should be up here. Because right now, Doki's using some of his gear. This is what he usually looks like when I go into when I'm using him. Yeah, the Swift Rush Time Weave, all 3 stats. Yeah, that would be a good one. Mostly, you said you got on Gigabyte too. That's toxic, man. You should keep that one. And if you, I swear to God, if you roll the red 20 speed on that, man, we're going to have a chat. I'm going to have to take you to the back of class real quick. What should my Dokidoki team be if I have Deting but not Chloros? Your Dokidoki team? I assume you mean Terramaton team, not Dokidoki if you're talking about those. But if you don't have Chloros, you just use Leanne instead. Hi, I'm stuck on Hell 4. My team is Chloros, Lily, Freya, Kloss, Valerian. My Kloss has 3k attack. Your Chloros, sorry. 70% crit rate, 290. He deals good damage, but it's not enough. Will building Victor help? No, you shouldn't build Victor. Probably not enough to make it warranted. Honestly, you should try to think about building Deting instead. Because I literally used that same team, but instead of Lily, I used Deting. And it works. Can I see your Valerian? Yeah, I mean, it's not that good. Not good at all. This should be 40k. It's just that I'm missing a piece, and I don't want to farm Terramaton right now. And what if you don't have Leanne with Grey work? I mean, everyone has Leanne. Do you just not have her built? I guess you can do Grey, but then you don't need Kloss. But I guess if you can build a good enough Grey DPS, sure. It would also help with consistency on your crits, and then you can maybe lose a crit rate piece on your Chloros and just DPS it down. Do you think the supports is better Gigabyte or Jekyll Guard? It depends. For Dokidoki, Gigabyte's better. For Terramaton and Aurora, Jackal is better. Is Linglo a must for Aurora? Yes, because Aurora, mostly when you get to Inferno, it will reduce your damage by, at Inferno it was 90%. And the only way to get through it is you have to heal 40% of your character's max HP. Now Linglo, without any skill ups, with just Cure, will do exactly 40%. Because she heals based off max HP. So it is always enough to AoE heal and remove it off of everyone without any RNG, as long as you have Cure on her, or you have her, or you have like the pet passive that increases her healing by roughly the same amount. But actually, no, I don't think it's enough with that without a skill up, because Cure is 25%, which is better. Oh, you reset for Leanne and gray for Heinrich or Mocha, and now I don't have enough resources. Okay, cool. Well, you should build the Ting. You should just choose to build the Ting instead, and it'll fix your problems. I'll tell you that. Don't rebuild gray, just build the Ting. Is Halloween good for Lily? You want to go Gigabyte. Lily cannot get her S3 reset, so it's not really worth it. But Halloween will be really good on characters like Kazuya later. It'll help with like your endgame clears being really good. If you can't one-shot, you'll, instead of doing the Dragon Codex, you'll go Halloween on 12 Swift Rush, 12 Time Weave, and you'll just do like a sustain type clear. With that, it will be good on pretty much any characters that just want to spam their S3 will definitely be Halloween, 12 Swift Rush, 12 Time Weave in the late game. So you can definitely build one if you want, but if you have to choose between one or the other, Gigabyte is better. Any tips in clearing in Sharon? It's just a damage check. If you're struggling, just bring a Sonya. Just bring Sonya. That's the word I was looking for. Sonya is usually pretty good there, but it is more of a damage check. I mean, I one-shotted it. Just build it to Ting, man. And for PvP or general PvE content, is it better for supports? Oh, wait, I've already answered that. Why do you have Alicorn on Valerian? Thought Artisan is better. So you can only have one Artisan / Diamond Heart on your team because the shields overwrite each other based on when one casts. So if you're weaker, one casts, it overwrites it, even if it hasn't taken any damage. So I chose mine on Freya because she is the one that can run the most defense percent because she doesn't really care. She doesn't scale off anything. So I can run her double defense and accuracy and get good value out of it. Valerian, she heavily scales off HP for her shields. So you want to have as much HP as possible. So running Artisan on her is worse. Alicorn was just the best one that I had already prepared. If you want my honest opinion on what her best in slot is until Codex, it would actually be Supernova, which you get from Sharon. But honestly, I don't want to farm Sharon because Supernova, this thing gives like 6,000 HP apparently when you max it out, which is crazy. Like just 6,000 flat HP is crazy. So that would definitely help her if you want like your best in slot. But honestly, I just happen to farm a lot of Nico Nana, so I just happen to have a good Alicorn. I know I can use it in other places, so I built the Alicorn. Oh, and also, I didn't realize this. Valerian, normally like Gigabyte and stuff apparently don't trigger on her when she's in her hazy bubble form. But you know what does? Funny enough, Alicorn does. So you actually get the Dispel still, even when she doesn't do anything on her turn, which I thought was really funny. Interesting interaction. So there's that. You answered before that for supports, it's better Gigabyte and Doki and Jackal and Terror, but all the other types of contents is Giga or Jackal better. It depends on the character. If you are trying to cleave, then it's actually better to go Gigabyte because then in situations where you get outsped, when they're bridging, if you don't get pushed back enough, then you can actually Gigabyte cut and then disrupt them cleaving you and kind of reverse it. So that's why Gigabyte will be better when you're doing that. Now, if you are just on a character that isn't able to cut and disrupt, like Mio, then it is better to go Jackal because you just either outspeed or you die anyway. So it's not worth to farm Sharon even if you have higher, even if it gives higher shell coins. Sorry, I meant what, even if it gives higher shell coins. Well, it just depends if you want like a specific shell from there, but Sharon doesn't really drop any good shells. I'd rather just farm and try to have a better chance at dropping like a good upgraded copy. If you're just trying to get like a good upgraded copy, like I was still fishing for like really good White Fangs. I'm still fishing for really good Gigabytes. And I'm also like, I was trying to fish if I could happen to hit like a Wellspring Time Weave. This would have been my preferred hit on it if I got it. So if you're not fishing, then yes, you can go here and farm Sharon. But if you're still fishing for specific set combinations, then you can go here. I still use Black Flag on Kloss. It's just really good on her, and I don't want to go farm Jackal because I would much rather be farming gear right now. What show? If I answer that, I can't consistently clear Hell 4 Dokidoki. My runs end up failing if Ultra gets attack debuffed at the start, or if my grade doesn't apply the debuff. So if you are relying on that, you probably need to go to a sustain clear with more tanky units, like how I'm doing it, because what's probably happening is you're trying to still one-shot the wave and not accepting that there's going to be situations where that wave won't get one-shot because you get attack downed. The only time that you can play that way is if you are fast enough that Kazuya can go through and sleep all of them, and then you can just have everyone speed tuned to go after when they eat the sleep. And then you can just go through in one shot. So until then, you should switch over to like a Sanya version, like Ramulka, Freya, Kazuya, and then Sanya. And honestly, if you really need to, you can also use Linglo if you want a Giga Tank, or even Valerian on top of it, and just not have a defense breaker and just slowly just wither them down with Ramulka and just have like a bunch of gigabytes saving you. It'll be a slower clear, but it'll be much more consistent, and you can always just auto. It just means that you have to be a little bit more on hands with the game. I have Liam built, but just got Chloros. Would it be worth building him? If you still have your reset, you can think about resetting Leanne for Chloros on your very last day. Do you build really Valerian really slow or really fast? Really, really slow and as much HP as possible. Do you know the math behind effect accuracy? So how it works is here. So let's grab Heinrich here. So he has on his passive Reaper's Gaze. Each time he attacks, he has a 40% chance to dispel. So this is a 40% base. Now, let's increase that. So your highest cap for activation chance, no matter how much accuracy you have, is double this amount, which is 80. So no matter if I have 1 million effect accuracy or like 40, both will mean that he has a max chance of activating at 80%. Now, what happens after that is you take your effect accuracy and you minus it versus your opponent's effect resistance. So in this case, he has 17, and let's say the opponent has 7. So I have plus 10. So it actually is a 50% chance to activate. But let's say this was a 40 and my opponent's was a 40. Then it would zero out and I still have a 40%. But let's say that I have 400 and my opponent has 100. Well, that's more than 80, so it's an 80% chance to activate. So that's the cap side of it. Now, let's say that he has enough to go beyond this. Let's say that I have 0 and he has 40. So that would normally bring this down to a 0%. But the bare minimum that this can go is half of it. So that means that even if my opponent has 1 million effect resist and I have 0 effect accuracy, there's still a 20% chance that any of my instances of attack would strip. And that is how effect accuracy works in this game. And this is why characters that have 50% or more effect accuracy are broken, because they will always be able to get a 100% activation rate, which means that the only way to save you is that you have a 10% chance to resist. That's a baseline that everyone has. Currently, I'm 425 rolls in perm banner without Rosa and Rill. Should start saving for 40 rolls and get them selector. Yeah, you can survive without Rosa, but I would highly recommend that you selector the Rill and just accept that you're not going to have Rosa on your account. That's just the honest truth. I don't see much potential in Dinah for Terra Nightmare 3. Who can I substitute with her? If you have Gray, you can still, if you have Gray built, you can still use Gray there because he can be defense breaker. Kloss is the best for that role. Otherwise, you really just don't have many options. Those are pretty much like your only 3 options for that role. Should I farm Hell 3 with gear for Hell 4? I mean, if your shells are as far as you can. So what I mean by this when I talk about like getting good shells, I mean, you have at least the value of purple in all of these passive slots for your DPSs. If all your DPSs have a good shell and they all have at least the quality of purple or higher in terms of value on the passive effects for them, then, and your supports also have maxed out ones as well, then you can go and farm health 3 if that's the furthest you can go. If that's not the case, you should go back and farm those shells again. 2 shield shells isn't recommended. No, they do not stack. Only do 1 and put it on whoever you can put as much defense % as possible. Hey, Hellzone, how's it going? Wait, sorry, is it Hazelone? Hazellone? I think it's Hazellone. But hi. Yeah, so yeah, in that case, if you do have them, you'll just have to farm health 3. Hazel 1. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that one. Okay, I'm sorry. I butchered it. I think I'm gonna wait for the new green unit coming out tomorrow to see if it's better than Rill. No, because Hoyan was single target. I don't think they're gonna change that for her. But I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. If it's not stopping your progression, then yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to wait. But it's very, 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 very unlikely that she'll be better. Actually, no, we know she's single target because they showed it in her preview video. Wait, effect accuracy gets added on top, so the only reason to use more is to deal with effect resistance. That is correct. So we're pretty much at the whims of data miners. We're just waiting for someone who is experienced with that to go and data mine the entire like characters, like all the mobs resistances. As soon as we can figure out what the effect resistance of enemies are, then yes, we can technically min-max our effect accuracy. But unfortunately, at least none of the data miners have publicly shared that information. So we don't know. So all we can do is guess. And it's just anecdotal. It's just slap on as little, like as minimal amount, but decent amount as you can. See how often it triggers. And if it's doing it enough, great. The moment it stops screwing you over, you know you actually need to go a little bit higher. The Ting, Gray, Lily, Freya, Dinah. Would this work for at least Terra 3? The Ting, Gray, Lily, Freya, Dinah. Honestly, you should really think about replacing the Lily with Valerian, but try first. If you have enough damage, actually, no, yeah, you need Valerian because you're not tanky enough without like a good amount of base stats from having red gear to survive Terramaton. Valerian like saves you because she stops you from being one shot. If you get a defense broken from the starting head tentacle. So yeah. Does 2 Artisan work if they don't target the same units? Yes, but if they target the same units, the most recent one will overwrite the shield no matter if it's bigger, smaller, larger, taken any damage, etc. I have Lily 6-star. What unit should I 6-star next? Remolka, Messiah, or Dating? Wow, you 6-starred Lily before Remolka or Messiah or Dating. That's actually crazy, but I would recommend Remolka. Or if you have a good enough Messiah, you can choose to use him and use him in the Dokidoki and stuff like that. Do you think Silence will be a Hoyan counter? Pretty much any nuke type units, like even Dating gets countered by Silence because of the Reflect. So Silence is a character that gets better as people get better gear. And I expect to see her see some semblance of PvP usage at higher ranks once we get to the end game. And you can farm really good Wellspring sets, really good late game units like Lighthouse. You can just make some really tanky bruisery defenses with Silence. But that is probably a couple of months in. We're looking at like 2-3 months in. I wouldn't be surprised if people start complaining about her. But right now she's pretty bad just because we don't have the stuff to make her good, and people don't have good enough gear to make her punish them. Because I'm going to be honest, like, just thinking of being a cleaver and you're queuing in and you look at people and they start picking or they have on arena defense like Rahu, Hellkid, Silence, and like Valerian, and then they have lighthouses on them as well. I would just say, nah, I'm backing it up, man. I'm going back and I'm starting to farm some tank sets, man. So, but that's not right now. So I maxed Lily's S1 and Remolka's S3. Which unit craves for skill ups don't have Rosa Sadly? I mean, your fire DPS will definitely want to do it. if you have a red DPS like Chloros or Leanne, they will definitely want the skill ups on their S3. It's kind of hard to know without knowing your roster and who's 6-star and who you're building. What shell should I use for Valerian? Any shell that doesn't screw up your run. So Alicorn, Gigabytes, all those are fine. If you are not fishing for shells and you're just wanting maximum efficiency on like your shell currency, then farming Sharon apparently is the best, because then you can try to get a good supernova. The issue about like trying to invest into a good supernova though is that it's not really going to be used on too many people. It is really good HP wise, but like you're going to eventually just run Codex and you won't care at all about any of these. Like you literally just don't care at all on Valerian about these. You're just getting a max dragon with whatever purely for the sake of having the effect. Because Valerian only cares about 12 Wellspring, you can fit 12 Wellspring in no matter what. So you don't care about it. Hi, I'm new here. Who's your main team and do you recommend HOYAN? If I have Mocha, I would still recommend HOYAN if you're into PvP. HOYAN is a PvP character. She is not a PvE character. Ramoka is more of a PvE character. She is also a cleave PvP character. HOYAN is more a bruiser killer. That's what she is. So it just depends if you're playing PvP. That's a good piece. Okay, I should probably start using this feature. Actually, that's such a good piece for the main stat and this and this. I should just keep it anyway. Yo, Wogley, how's it going? Should I upgrade S1 on Deting? Yeah, so for Deting, you want at minimum 4 for the S1 up to here. You want all of S2. And you want to get the S3 up to at least the extra follow-up chance. If you're using him with Lily, then you'll want to get the reduced skill cooldown by 1 turn. For Claw's defense break or Heinrich debuffs, is the Dark Moon shell good? I'm thinking of building one. The fact that I can prolong break defense to 3 turns is bonkers. Honestly, I've heard some people have success with the Dark Moon tech. Personally, I haven't seen a need for it. But if you feel like you're just like a bit of a rotation off, then sure. Because you can also get a good supernova for Valerian, which I guess is fine. And Halloween as well is kind of worth it. But I just don't think building this is really worth it because you're going to eventually transition into Codex. That's just my opinion though. But yeah, I'd probably, I mean, Klaus is definitely better. Right now, at least. Can I see your team for Doki Doki? Sure. I can definitely do that. Watch, I'm going to show it and then it's going to all of a sudden get like super bad RNG and fail. So this is a team. Klaus, Valerian, Kazuya, and Freya, Ramoka. It's just a decent amount of DPS and then a bunch of like sustain to make sure Ramoka doesn't die. Are you in the Scarlet Guild? Yes, I'm in the Scarlet Guild. Bro, my account's so messed up, I can't decide what to use for health for Doki Doki. Just copy this team, and if you don't have Klaus, you can go Gray. Made up your mind now about for Lily. I want to level max one of her skills. Should I level up 1? Max versus S1. My Deting is 61 crit rate and 320 crit damage, but only 2.7k attack. So the thing that you want to do when you think about Deting is you got to remember that he's going to have 60% crit rate, and then every single bit after that, it gets increased. It gets converted at a 1.5 ratio to 1 into crit damage for any excess crit. So right now, what I would do is I'd say you have 61 crit rate, right? So you add 60, you have 121. Minus 100, you have 21. Times that by 1.5, you gain 31.5 crit crit damage. And you said you have 320 crit damage, so you are overcapping your crit damage by 1.5%. So you may want to try to slightly lower your crit damage or crit rate to make up for that, and instead try to get like an attack percentage piece somewhere, because you're going to get slightly more value out of that attack percentage rather than overcapping on your crit damage. I have the exact same team as you, but it's not consistent. Why? Just means you need to be tankier. You need to be tankier, or Mocha needs to have more damage. Ooh, ooh, that's a piece. Can you show your Doki unit build? Yeah, sure. This is the Remolka. Honestly, if you have Onslaught, it's better than Kenai. It's just this is my best set to get the best stats that I can. Because I'm not trying to rely on a one-shot on the first wave, I don't care that my crit rate's not perfect. I'm just trying to go for as much consistent damage as possible. My Kloss, not even that great a gear. Just has a little bit of effect accuracy, and then as much bulk as I can get with a decent amount of speed. If you're not outspeeding, you don't need to like go super fast anyway, just needs to be fast enough. Freya, decent amount of speed, and she's on double defense. And then she has 1 accuracy, and then she's on Artisan, and that's just really good. And then Valerian, she is just on Alicorn because it doesn't matter, you just don't want another Artisan or Diamond Heart. You just want to have like something that's going to be like Gigabyte or Alicorn or Supernova, because eventually this is going to get replaced. It just happened to be Alicorn for me. If I could, I would drop the cure, even if I have like, if I can't like replace this piece and it has to be this piece for some reason, because maybe I get like double sustain, like double 2s. If that's what I have to do to get Wellspring 12, then I would. How's your Valerian keeping your team alive? So she gives a shield every time. So while she's in her dreamy bubble state, which is her S3, and this is why you want her to go very last, because this way everyone will still take a turn, gain a shield before she takes her turn and loses her first bubble at the start of the battle that she gains from maxing this out. Every time you take a turn while she's in her bubble form, she gives a shield to the character. So I even rerolled to get this increase the animus shields provided, so they get bigger, and those shields are based off her max HP. And then she also keeps you like, she gives you a one-time get out of jail free card when a unit would die, so that's good. Thank you for your help. For Deting, I meant what is more beneficial, Fury, Kenai, Momentum. Fury is good, and Kenai. I would say Kenai is probably the best. If you have a really good Momentum set, like Momentum Fury set, you can definitely do it. The guy who's currently #1 in Terramaton for speed, that's autoed by the way, is doing Momentum Detain. Momentum is a very good late game one, it's just really hard to get set up. I don't have good HP gear, then back to the Terramaton mines you go, buddy. Back you go. Let's see here. Is the Remolka skills maxed out? She only has her S3 maxed out. The only characters that have skills maxed out... Oh, sorry, I forgot to show the Kazuya as well, but she's only S3. And she just has Swift Rush, that's it. And then I just have her on a decent amount of speed, as just as much effect accuracy. It just happened that these were the 2 pieces that did it. Probably don't need this much effect accuracy. I could probably switch one of these, but I also just want it because they have good speed. But yeah, and then just a bit of bulk. And her. And then her. Those are the only skills I maxed. Is the spreadsheet updated? No, it's not updated yet, sadly. I'm sorry. I'm probably just going to make a brand new one. I'm going to try to work on that tomorrow. Hi, Kyoya. What is your blue/dark team for Jax and Ethernet Rally? Oh my god, I totally forget what I used there. Can I go back and look? Sorry, let me just clean this out. Oh, yeah. Probably still want that right now. That can be useful. Okay. Sorry, let me just do this. Let me go see if I can even see, because I'm not that far in Ethernet, really. I got stuck. Where did I get stuck? Oh yeah, here. Can you go back? I don't actually know if you can go back, guys. I don't know if I can go back. I'm sorry, I don't remember what I did to beat that. I'm sorry. I probably just detinged. I just killed the 2 ads at the side is all I remember, because every time they took a turn, they would scale. Can I show my Remolka stats? Yes, I can. I was trying to make Victor and Deting work for Terror, but I don't know why my Victor damage sucks ass. Yeah, apparently the nerf it was just way too hard. I hope they give him a buff and they change it. I don't know if I should continue pulling because I can't find a copy of Sonya or Stop for the new PG. Have you tried pulling on the Freya banner? Because Sonya's in there apparently. Should I use White Fang with Onslaught 3-3? Oh, by the way, to be honest, if you're able to still clear our content without the Sonya, and you can just build Valerie in and you should be fine. Should I use White Fang with 3-3 Onslaught and Momentum? Yes, but you'll before you do, you want to wait until you unlock the module shop. And you can just go and try to buy and see if you get good sets here. If you get a good usable set, then you can do it. Otherwise, I would say no. Follow-up question about the doc. Do you think you can reasonably finish them tomorrow? I am going to sit down and do it tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be done early or if it's going to be done late, but it will be done tomorrow. I promise that. What's your attack priority for Doki? It's random. I just set it to it's just defaulted. It's not like actually set up. Because I just want Remolka targeting whoever's the lowest, because that's most likely the person who's taken the most damage and has a defense break, which maximizes your chances of killing, and that would pop the entire first wave. Oh, you never pulled on Freya banner because you got her on the permanent? Ah, okay. Damn. Okay, well, I guess it's probably better to save then, to be honest, if you want HOYAN or Holden. Can I show what shells I use? Yeah, I mean, I can just go here, can't I? I should tell you. Kazuo better than Kraken? Yeah, she's way better than Kraken. Hey man, how are you? Do you think it's worth to build Deting or Remolka for DPS other than red? I built both Deting and Remolka, and I would recommend that to everybody. How many White Fang gigabytes, Alicorn, or Artisan should I farm? 2 White Fangs if you're going the Chloros route. If you're not, then you only need 1. At least 1 gigabyte. Alicorn is skippable unless you want to raise it. I raised 1 because it just happened to work out for my Valerian, but it was not mandatory. And 1 Artisan is all you really need. And you don't know if you should farm more. So yeah, once you get like 1 or 2 White Fangs, depending on if you have units that use them, like for example, Deting and Chloros, it's their best in slot regardless. So there's literally no reason not for me to run them. So I farmed 2. But if you are not going like Chloros and you only have Deting, or you're not going Deting and you have Chloros, then 1 is fine. How do I know the crit damage cap is at 300? Because I tested it in the last CBT. It's 350. Can modules from the shop roll up to 3 instead of 2? If I cannot clear it, yes, it can roll up to 3. Did you reset your Chloros for Rill? No, I have Chloros and Rill here. It's just that I take my gear off Chloros and I use a mix of Deting and Chloros' gear to build the best Remolka that I can. Let me just quickly do all that. Let's see here. Is Revelation the best damage pet? Depends on the character. So Revelation is good on any character, excluding Ramoka when I say this, because it doesn't work with her splash damage. But any character that says that you want to build for DPS that says on their openers and stuff, do X amount of damage. Like if you want to build like a nuke Heinrich, then you can build Revelation on him. If you want to build a nuke Rosa, then you can build Revelation on her. If you want to build, let's see, what other characters is it good on? Oh, it's really good on Messiah. It's good on... That's about it, actually. Oh, it's good on Victor. It's good on Victor as well, but he got nerfed, so... And I think that's it. Yeah, just those units. Those are probably the best users of it. How do you know all this info, a lot about Etheria? You must be the most intelligent in your class. Thank you for advices. So I'm just a fucking nerd. I just sit down and I just want to learn a lot about the game and be the best that I can at it. Because I enjoy that. I enjoy learning. Like, I've always been into like strategy and card games, so it's just natural for me. I just have fun learning what the meta is, learning how to use it, abuse it, and perfect it, and seeing all those pieces come together. That to me is satisfying, and that's why when you love what you do, you end up becoming really good at it and getting all that information. So that's really all it is. My terror setup is Ting, Dinah, Freya, Valerian. What am I missing for N1 terror? You're missing Chloros. You need Chloros. He's the GOAT. Or Leanne. Am I going to play the new League of Legends TCG? Yes, but I can't answer anything else besides that because I'm under an NDA. Is Victor even worth building? No. I tried building him and I regretted it. I reset him and I went to Ting. I never looked back. Also, I can't clear Terror Hell 4 and Aurora. Dokidoki Hell 4 is doable. You're not expected to clear Aurora at this point. Definitely if you're level 41. You are not expected to clear Aurora at all, not even until like level 45 at earliest. People only started being able to farm her like today. So you should really be focusing on like Dokidoki into Terror into Aurora generally in terms of like ease of progression when you get to the Hell stages. Earlier on, it's Terra into Doki because you need the DPS to push into Doki, and then Doki gives you the speed and consistency and tankiness that you need on your supports to then survive and do Terramaton, and then Terramaton gives you the tankiness that you need to push, so they kind of seesaw back into each other, and then you use a combination of those to build your baseline, which lets you push into Aurora. What modules on Ramoka? So the Ramoka right now is using crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage. It's really just because you need these. You get these two pieces guaranteed from the level 40 pack, and then this is goated. What server am I? I'm global server 1. What module? Answer that. There's a new league TCG. Yes, it is called Riftbound. It's called Riftbound. It's really good. It's a game that I would recommend to anyone, and I'd say that if you're into competitive TCGs, it's probably going to be the next big TCG since One Piece. Do I have a Discord server? Not yet. Not yet. I've gotten people who are setting it up. The server is created, but it is being designed. So I have two really amazing moderators who have been friends of mine for a long time. They're chronically online. They're an amazing couple, and they are making it, and I'm hoping to get it up soon. I'm just waiting for one of them who said she said that she just needs to clean it up tomorrow and not to let anyone just yet. So I want to, but I was told not yet. And which on Ting? So this is my Ting for the gear set. I just moved stuff over. Is that Ramoka right gear from the level 30 pack? It's from the level 40 pack. What made your Terror Health 4 more consistent? Always struggling last stream. TLDR was, it was Harvest 8. So there was two things. One, I got a good Harvest piece. I got a nice helmet here, and I got this piece. And this gave me enough stats that the downgrade was worth the upgrade from getting the extra defense ignore. And I also finally got, from just going through it, a good enough like Wellspring set to push this up from 7 to 9. So I got like these pieces, and these helped push me up. Mostly this one with just even one roll into HP. This was pretty much all you needed. And I can use this for like a, like these pieces are usable on a Tiamat later, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, it gave me enough HP that I was able to make my team tanky enough. And also I 6-starred Kloss. That was also the big upgrade. 6-star in Kloss, because it made her slightly faster, helped with the speed tuning and cycling, and it made her tanky enough as well. I was very happy with it, and it helps me a lot with PvP. Because when I put my fastest gear on her, I'm decently fast enough to contest people. So all those things together are what made the puzzle fit. Also, should I focus on Valerie and S3 first, or just straight up max to Ting S2 and S3? Focus on Ting first. Focus on Ting first. You are the most progressed content creator I watched so far. Yeah, because pretty much all the content creators are saving their pots. I'm pushing because I have to, because I need to be as strong as possible, because we're trying to, like, I'm in Scarlet and we're trying to our best to like hold this top position. And you can see here that we all are 100. Except for that one guy who 85'd, but I don't think he brought supports. So I think he just hit just for the sake of it. And hopefully he fixes that later. That's a good piece. I'm going all in on Ting. If they nerf this man, I might sad and be demotivated to play. Honestly, I would definitely be pissed if they decided to nerf Ting. They really shouldn't be nerfing PvE units. They should be saving the nerfs and buffs for PvP units, and if it happens to hit a unit that is being used in a way for PvE, then albeit, but at the very least, let's, I would probably debate refunding. 6-star Kloss is necessary? No, but it helped me, because I'm also pushing PvP. But it's not necessary. What's Viper's skill up priority? Honestly, I haven't even put too much thought into it, so let me see what I would do for it. If I was in your shoes and I was raising Viper, because I haven't done it yet, and I'm probably not going to do it until like next week. That's pretty good. I would definitely get the S3 up to this point for the Dispel 2 debuffs. And then I would go here and I would max out the S2. And then I would go back and finish the S3 for the -1 cooldown. And then I would max the S1 last. And I would max the S1, but it's a luxury later. That's the order I would do it. Yeah, if they start nerfing PvE units, especially Ting, the community will go rage mode and raid. Yeah, because they already nerfed so many of the free-to-play units going into live. It is kind of cringe if they were to do it again. Because I can understand that maybe they didn't want us cheesing it, but now we're playing fairly, right? We're playing to stat check bosses, sustain clear them, cycle, like have teams that are not one-shotting even, but just they have the possibility to one-shot later on in the game when they probably are okay with it, but also like we're sustaining enough that we're able to like cycle. This, like, honestly, if this is not the way they want us to play, I don't know how they wanted us to play. Did they just not want us to clear it at all? Am I affected by the Shot of Sonya nerf? No, because I never built Dot. Because I didn't even know how to play it, and I did not want to learn. Is 267 speed on Lily good? I really want the Mythic gear, to be honest. honestly, if you want to be pushing, 267 is actually considered slow right now. The fast at the highest end of PvP right now is around 290, but it's okay for PvE. The gear you have best in slot for Dating? No, the best in slot for Dating, I wonder if I can, is 12 Kenai and 12 onslaught, which means that you need to get this, and then you need to also eventually farm up to where every single thing you have is a 3 onslaught and a 3 Kenai, which I can't even do right now, but that will be the best in slot. Or momentum harvest is also better, and momentum onslaught. Do you think I delayed my progress by going for Dating before building a Doki team? I'm now out of lattices. Yeah, you probably should have built the Doki team second, because then you can do Doki, stall, and then you would have enough lattices for Dating. But hey, if you can farm Terror, then it's fine. It just means that you're going to be a little bit slower, but you should have an easy time going into Dokidoki later, because your Mocho will be cracked. Your Valerian and / Sanyo should be cracked, and you should be tanky enough that you don't care anyway. Then Breaking Shadow Sanyo and Aurora is so uncalled for. Yeah, I think they should have just accepted that it was how it was, and just not change anything, and just remove the tooltip. Just be like, oh yeah, sorry, our bad. It should have never been there in the first place. Instead of going, oh no, we actually wanted you to struggle. They should have just admitted it, just accepted it. You have Hein and Kloss, who you use the most in debuffing teams. Right now I'm using Kloss more, but I expect that once we get to Inferno, I'll end up using both of them just as much. Let's grab all this. So I need to do that, I need to do that. Okay, forgot about that one. It's a good thing I can just go and max this one now, so there's no reason I should be going and doing this. So, okay, cool. I need to go clear GP outpost 10 times anyway, so I think what we'll do is I'll finish this run, and then I'll go here, and I'll do this affinity one, farming dark, and then I'll just pop the boxes for the rest, and then I'll go do Terramaton 10 times. And this way we should hit level 48 and we should clear that today. And that should be good. Should be happy with that. I should also try to do this. I told them don't spoil anything for Shadowverse for me, and I had people ping me on Discord. I'm going to kill them. Let's see. Sorry, I missed a bunch. Whoa, a lot of messages. Okay. Should I max Lily's S2? I've already gone for S1, and I feel like she will be good in every character. Right now, just stick with the S1. You really don't need the S2. Thanks, I'll improve. Everyone, it just takes time. It sucks, right? Once you get to hell, just try your best. Try your best. Is maxing Esther and Mocha just mainly for Doki farming? Yes, but I also use her in Arena. And I'm probably getting absolutely destroyed right now in Arena because my gear is all over the place. You're so cringe, by the way. Because I know you guys watch the stream, by the way. Literally know you do. So that's cringe that you did this. But the next lattice target after your Chloros. So right now my next lattice target is Mio because I need to stop people from cringe attacking me on defense. And I also need to be fast enough, so I'm going to be getting this up to here. And 6-starring her. That is my next goal. I could probably make this work. How do I clear Health 3 Terror with no Shadow Sonya, Kloss, Lily, or Chloros? Do I just build Ting, Leanne, and go for the slow clear with Sustain? Yeah, that's correct. So you can do literally the same team that I will do, but replace Chloros with Leanne, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, you just replace Chloros with Leanne. How am I clapping auto? Just gear gap at this point. I wasn't yesterday though. I was having inconsistency. Now I only lose like one run every maybe 30 or 40. It's just really bad RNG that has to go a certain way. What is the best passive to reroll in White Fang to Ting? Show the Chloros build. Yeah, I could show that next. But pretty much for the Ting, you just need, so you want either, so red flat attack is better than purple attack percentage, and then gold and red attack percentage are better than everything. So there's that. And then you want crit rate or crit damage here, just whatever the highest you roll. Try to aim for gold because it's really easy to roll this slot, because no matter if you hit crit rate or crit damage, it both is the same thing anyway, as long as you have 100% crit rate with the mark. So because I'm already there, because I get when I go onto my Deting gear, I have 83% crit rate. I can roll anything. Even if I don't have crit rate here, and this was crit damage, I would still have over 100, so it makes no difference. And then you want to try to get at least the purple of the Blade of Disorder, because it's going to be stronger than even if you were to get the red universal. I think it's better than the red universal one. Oh, let me just double check. No. So yeah, it's either the red universal one or you need to get the purple or higher of specifically Disorder. So you just reroll for all of those and just accept the first one. Oh, and sorry, you wanted to see Chloros build. Yeah, sure. So right now I am using, because my run is consistent as long as I crit, so I overcap on crit because I don't actually gain too many stats that are worth it to make up for the fact if I lose my crit rate. My runs can fail if I don't crit multiple times. So instead I just overcap because my stats are good enough that it's not worth making my run inconsistent to be slightly faster. I'm still manualing health 4 Doki with Ramulka. Is that not normal? I mean, is that normal? Still manualing. Oh. I mean, it just depends on your gear, man, but most people are autoing it right now. I would say if you've been pushing pots and you are not, and you are packing, you should be autoing right now. Otherwise, you should expect to auto by tomorrow by getting enough gear. I think not pulling Kloss from target banner was my biggest mistake. It just depends on what your box is, but yeah, Kloss is really, really, really good at this stage of the game. Loki, I'm level 37 and I'm at the point in the game I don't know what to do and build any any build recommendations on how I can change that. Focus on getting really good shells for your DPSs. That's pretty much what you want to be doing from level 35 until like, honestly, I did this up until like level 43. It was like 3 days where I just sat in Nico Donna and I was only able to push into like Hell 3 and maybe first time clear with like good RNG, the Hell 4s plus manual. But don't be afraid, man. Like 37 to 43 is probably like the most, 35 to 43, sorry. It's probably the most awkward phase because you don't know when you've farmed enough. But generally, I would just say just farm Nico Nana non-stop until 43, and you'll be in a really good position, and you can probably push Hell. I'm re-rolling passives. When you get higher rarity, you're more likely to roll another higher rarity. I don't actually know what the odds are on that or if it works in any special way. I haven't seen anything about that or anyone mention it, so I'm sorry, I don't know. On level 41 is a good time to invest in Lily S1 and play her with the tank. Yeah, if you want to, you can definitely invest into Lily S1. It's really good. It's fine. You'll use it for PvP as well. And it works, yeah, and just like Lily and Deting are a good combo, just like Lily and Messiah. I gotta use Victor because no Deting for Dark DPS. Hold the line, man. You'll pull him. I promise. You'll pull him when you pull for HOYAN or Holden. Or both. How many substat line would you consider rolling for Mythic Gear? So, pretty much pre-red, I would only roll if it was two of the substats were good. If it was a 2 matrix line, and I would do 3 matrix lines, but 1 good substat. And then for right side gear, I would just make sure that it has the right set combination with the main stat, and then I would just roll it and just not care about the substats. You need a lot of shell XP, so yeah, just farm Nico. Yeah, exactly. I've used Shadow Sonya to farm a ton of Hell for Terror, then reset her back for lattices. My goat. My goat. How many shells from Nico Nana do you want to build? Pretty much like 1 of each, besides Alicorn. Definitely 1 White Fang, 1 Gigabyte, 1 Artisan. 100% fully ascended. Do it. I think the only thing I said was don't ascend them, but that was just for the first day. You don't have to worry about that. Just try to build 1 of each first, and then ascend them. Took me 3 mins just to get full mythic passives. 3 million. 3 million for full mythic pack. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Like, full mythic? That's insane. Yeah. Should I still be using Black Flag on Kloss? Yes, I still use Black Flag on Kloss. Freya is really, really good with Artisan because she only cares about 1 effect accuracy slot, and then everything else, it doesn't really matter. She can be HP or she can be defense. So what you do is you put her on like defense, and if you can get a good Artisan like this, oh boy, you're gonna feel it because she just puts a big old shield. She puts a massive shield. So it's definitely a good thing you can do. Heard Tamias keeping Victor and liking him. What's your opinion? Revelation Victor does have potential, but I didn't bait him. But I'll tell you this, he's been on the fence. He's been on the fence on Discord about it. He's been thinking about resetting. He doesn't have diamond hands. He doesn't have diamond hands, that's for sure. Just hit level 35 was a good indicator that I can start farming Nico Nana. You should be able to farm her pretty much right away. If you can't, then you probably need to build a better DPS, which would probably mean that you need to build up your Deting. What right side pieces should I use for Rosa? You want to get her pretty much, it's probably just going to be crit rate, double crit damage. Rosa doesn't have the greatest attack to scale off of, so getting as much crit damage on her as possible is usually going to be better. And then like you can make up for that lack of attack when you get access to count, because count gives flat attack and it's a lot, so it can make up for the fact that she doesn't have much. Or you can build Rev for PvP because then you get the crit and it just does a bunch of damage. So either or. Do Shell's skills like Artisan work on Valerian and Hazy Dream? So the only Shell that I've seen work in Valerian's Hazy Dream so far has been Alicorn. I don't know what the conditions are for Shells in her Hazy Dream, to be honest with you. It is something that we need to test. But to be honest, the only Shells that you really want on her is you want, like, Gigabyte is okay, because I know this does not proc in Hazy Dream. This is good. Don't need Artisan on her. It's better to put Artisan on someone else. Supernova's good because you don't care about anything. It just gives you Wellspring and Cure so you can get maximum HP. And then you can also this gives like the most flat HP out of all of them, and it's not even close. It's like double what everything else gives. So this one's pretty good. And then eventually you just go for Codex and you don't care about the set. Probably go for Bulwark, to be honest, just for the free immunity. And it gives HP %, so probably that. And then you just do 12 Wellspring and then like 4... What is it? Is it 4? Yeah, 4 Bulwark. So that's it. Hi again, Kyoya. I was wondering if you're going to have a stream that maybe can do coaching sessions like we'd be showing you. So my plan for coaching / account reviews is we are currently making a Discord, and I'm going to let everyone join the Discord, and I will be around to give like general advice and help where I can. But for actual like sit down account reviews, I will make a channel and people can submit a request, and I will do a series for it. And then I will also prioritize eventually YouTube memberships for those type of things once that unlocks. So that is the overall plan for account reviews. For now, I'm not doing any specific account reviews because I plan to have that Discord up by the end of the week. I'm low-key kind of regretting not resetting my Leanne. Hey, diamond hands, baby, diamond hands. It's okay. I saw some E7 content creators do that, and it was actually helpful because they see the problem real time. Yeah, that's why it's like, but the only problem with that is like, I would love to do that because yes, it is the best thing I can do is like sit down, see the box, see what you have built, what options do we have, and play it like it's my own account for a little bit, and at least give you a direction of what you should be doing and a step-by-step process. The issue with that is it takes a lot of time. Like, I need to put like 30 to 45 minutes per an account. And while that is a great stream, I also still need to make sure that I get videos done. I still need to be able to do my own account because this is a game where you can't really skip a day. And also, it's just, I can only do like maybe 4 or 5 accounts in a stream. So I need to be able to find a way to give priority to people and go through the list. But yeah, it's something I want to do eventually. Level 35 right now, almost 36. Farmed Nico since leveling. Should I go for an optimal White Fang or for Dating before leveling any of them up? Or should I just shoot it on my current best? Build up all your bodies first to level 40 on Ascended. Then keep farming as best as you can, because you can always imprint the better set later. And then eventually you're going to want to ascend them. And then you're going to want to keep going until you get your DPSs with good passive shell effects. Oh, we got 1 defeat. Is there a clear recommendation between Holden and HOYAN? I don't think we know their kits yet, unless it's been revealed since I started the stream. Have they revealed Holden's kit? So I'm just checking to see in case they did. Oh, but we already knew HOYAN's kit because it's just, it doesn't look like they've changed anything. But it's Holden that matters. As soon as we do know, as soon as we know Holden's kit specifically, because I already knew HOYAN's, I will make a video to let you know who I would recommend pulling for, or if either of them. So what else? What shell are you using on my damage dealers? I'm using White Fang. Because I have Chloros, his best in slot is White Fang, all the way up, even after we get level 50 and everything, White Fang. Dating, best in slot is White Fang still. So yeah, I have 2 White Fangs, and those are what my, and I'm just using White Fang on her because she's just using Chloros's because it's the one that gives me the best stats. Is Dating good without Chloros? He is worse without Chloros, but he is still very, very good. If you have Lily, it's also good. Any tips to clear Hell 3? It depends on which Hell 3. The easiest answer for Hells in general is if you can't one-shot it, or you need to just build some sort of way to sustain and survive, because you can definitely tank them out. That's for sure. So we're talking about characters like Valerian is great. I use her for everything because I have enough damage that I can't one-shot, but I can like 2-shot them, like I can 2-cycle them. So Valerian is great for that. If you can't do that, then you need to be building characters like Sonya, who I have down here, because I don't really use her in my account, just because my account's more damage rather than speed. If you have speed on your account, Sonya's great because you can cycle, and she's great on Gigabyte. So this is a good option if you're wanting to tank out stuff. But those are probably your 2 best cases, is either you're one-shotting, so you can just go full damage, or you need to build up a Valerian or Sonya and tank it out. My team is Messiah, Dating, Chloros, Freya, Mio, and Mocha. For Doki, what is the best gear shell passives for this team? I'm level 36. If you are level 36, you should be focusing on your shells for sure. Not really too much about your team for Dokidoki at this time. Best thing to do there is probably just go white. Yeah, you just want double White Fang for sure, because Ting will use it, Messiah can use it, and I'm sure you'll find another use for the second White Fang, because it's just, farming and waiting for the rev is just not worth it because the rev comes on so late. It's not worth it for your account. Kloss just wants Black Flag, so you can just keep that on her. Freya, you're going to want to farm in a Tizen, go 2 defense percentage on the right side and 1 effect accuracy. And then Mio, just put her on a Black Flag as well if you have a second one. So there's that. And you should be able to build a second Black Flag anyway if you don't have one from when you're farming Nico Nana, since it drops there too. What else? I swear I missed a bunch. I got 2 Artisan to max. Was it stupid? It's okay, because you can build like, I will build a second Artisan. I'm just not doing it right now, because you want one at least for Rahu, and then you want one at least for your Suki. So it's fine. You'll eventually use them. Don't feel too bad about it. She looks OP. If you're talking about Hoyan, she was very, very strong for PvP. She was pretty useless in PvE, though, to be entirely honest. So in the next update tomorrow, still no double rewards. As far as we're aware, there are no ×2 events. It's been 7 days. I'm just done re-rolling. Holy man, Dark Legends. I mean, hey, you got Lily, Freya, and Heinrich. You got the trio. So, I mean, I guess it worked out for you, man. You're scaling. You're scaling. Yeah, Hoyan revives when she kills, and she gets a huge attack buff and can stack multiple times. She's going to be a huge bruiser killer. That's good. That's good. That's rollable for speed. That's usable. Probably not. And then, yeah, we keep that. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to quickly set up that. Thought they might have been on beta. Holden was not on beta, but Hoyan was in the January CBT. Is the Ting at 5-star still outright? I would highly recommend that you get him to 6-star. It's just super, super important to get him to 6-star, to be honest. Your DPSs want to be at 6-star. Let me just quickly do that. Let's put in mine. Who should we put in? Who should we put in? Oh, I guess I'll just keep doing that. Give myself one. Give one to you. Where's old Chad? Gotta give it to him because he's committed to the 555 Rosa. And then we'll complete Noreen's. Shall I level up my first SSR skill, which is Lily first skill, or my DPS? Definitely your DPS first. It should be, between the ones that you've told me, it should be Mocha's S3 up to level 5. Doesn't the 6 out of 6 passive matter though? Huh? Sorry, which 6 out of 6 passive? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Maybe I lost context since we saw that. I'm having trouble autoing Hell 3 and Doki 4. I'm using Linglo instead of Valerian. Would you say Valerian is mandatory? And if she is she still worth building with her S3 max? I would say you're probably going to use it anyway. You may as well just raise Valerian. Linglo isn't the greatest healer unless you're using specifically Tiamat, because they work together. Otherwise, it's better to go Sonya or Valerian for PvE. Linglo is really good in Aurora specifically, though, and a lot of the Ember track and ANISYNC stages where immunity matters more. Can you tell me which cheap units I should focus on for Terror and Doki? Valerian, Deting, Chiaki the Echo if you don't have a Freya, but to be honest, you should have Freya. Gray if you don't have Kloss. All those units are really good. All of them. What's the best shell for Lily? It is going to be Jackal, from Shadowflame Hoyan. What's the best shell and modules for Heinrich? For DPS Cleave Heinrich, it's Revelation. For support DPS Heinrich, it's Jackal. Those are the best. And then like early game, just a random White Fang on him is good with a good 12-12 set. So I did my reset for Leanne and don't have Kloss. What a plot. And now you just build her right back up. Do you grab any shells from Sharon? I did not. I did not. But you definitely can if you're not chasing any specific set still for your DPSs, you can maybe farm her. She gives like higher currency, and you can also get like Supernova is technically best in slot until you get Codex for Valerian. But that's pretty much it. Like I wouldn't recommend farming Sharon, to be honest with you. Is flat defense fine over defense percent for Freya? You definitely want defense percent. Yeah, you definitely want defense percent. She actually has pretty decent defense. Yeah, it's been tough, not gonna lie. I've just been in the stream and re-rolling, but I'm finally done. For my pickup banner, should I take Remolcha? Yeah, definitely always safe. Don't want to mess up that account for sure. What's your opinion on the 2 new champs? I don't know yet. I need to see the kits. I know HOYAN is really good for PvP, but Holden is the one that I'm more interested in because we don't have any red units and he's supposed to be red. And apparently, well, let me see what they said about him specifically. So they said that he is a defense focused, so I'm assuming this means he's a defense scaler, balanced character who weakens enemies through powerful counterattacks and AoE dispel effects. So he looks really good, to be honest with you, but we need to see what specifically he does. Do you have a Health 3 and Health 4 Terror Guide? I don't have Hein and Sanya. Not yet, because Kaizuna. I was actually going to do that yesterday/today, but I had internet issues, so I couldn't even stream yesterday. So I'm behind a day, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to get it back up and going soon. Is HOYAN good on PvE? Probably not. She was not in the CBT that she was used, and she's probably, from what I've heard and seen, she is supposed to be weaker than what she was, but still really good for PvP. So I don't think she'll have any place for PvE unless they giga changed her numbers. I see Beatin be used a lot in a decent amount of different stuff. Is it mostly one shot? Yeah, it's one shot. That's all it is. It's for one shot comps. You need to have really good stats. What shell should I use on Lily, Freya, and Valerian? Valerian, just anything that doesn't disrupt your thing. So just Gigabyte, Alicorn, Supernova. For Lily, Black Flag is fine, or you can go Artisan and build her with triple defense percentage right side. And Freya, if Lily is not going to hold your Artisan, Freya can do double defense accuracy and run Artisan. Otherwise, the other should be running Black Flag. I'm currently using Marv, Kazuya, Gray, Ramolka, and Sanya. Do you have any suggestions for the character replacements or improvements? I would say that you probably don't need the Marvel. Probably can just run Freya. It's probably going to be safer, to be honest with you. It would probably be safer if you just do that. Should I use Gigabyte or Black Flag on Lily? Probably Black Flag is a little bit better. Actually, you can go Gigabyte. Gigabyte's not bad. Better stats. What shell do you use on Valerian? I use Alicorn because it just doesn't disrupt me. And it just happens to be the one that I have that had good stuff that was worth building. And it was easy for me to build because I already had all the bodies. I didn't want to go farming for Supernova, only to struggle to find someone that wants to use it later. How do you build Tiamat? As much HP as possible, and then as much speed as possible. And then preferably you want to get to a point where you have her on like a crit rate on right side. Like usually it's going to be like double HP crit rate, and being able to crit a lot and do a lot of damage that way because she's a heavy HP scaler, and then she wants some decent speed. Do we know Holden's element? It was teased in the screenshot when they dropped the original global launch patch notes, and he was red. Just got a quad 13. Oh my god. Same. I got one too. We're twins now. My bro, my goat. Got my shells upgraded, and now I can finally clear Terramaton Nightmare. There we go. Next up is Hell, brother. Is defense percent better than HP? Yes, if you're running Artisan. What shell for Freya and Kazuya for PvE? Definitely Black Flag, and then eventually Jackal for Kazuya, but you don't have to get the Jackal right away. You can wait until much later, once you have a decent amount of gear and you're happy with it. Otherwise, you can do, and then Freya, I like Artisan on her, because she's easy. She can hold these 2 defense percentages. So it just ends up working well with Artisan. Which team do I use for Sharon? I actually just use Chloros, Dating, Kloss, and then Freya. That's it. I just one-shot it. Mate, your content is golden, especially the shell and stat recommendation is going to be tough to remember them. Oh yeah, I mean, that's why this is a video, so you can always come back and rewatch it. Can you recommend any sites for gearing? Really can't. Unfortunately, all the sites for gearing are not very good. You probably won't get too much good content on gearing until we get to the late game, which isn't very useful. Best thing to do is just to work with what you have, check out what me and other streamers are doing for gear and find out what works best for you. You can also always go and click on the leaderboards. So it's really easy, right? You can go to anything. This also works in the shell bosses. And you can just click this and you can go look at what these people are running on gear. And you may think, oh, okay, well, maybe some of these up here are manual. By the way, all of these are auto. But you can just click here into recent clears and you can see what teams people are playing. And generally, when you look through here, you should be able to tell like, oh, these are the teams that people are actually farming with. Because mostly right now, people are mainly farming this. So you can see, oh, look at all these teams. And you can go through and you can click on them. And I can go, oh, okay, this is what I can expect. So this Dating can clear. This Dating is much worse than mine. So you feel good about that, right? And he's doing this with the Lily comp. So you can go through and you can find this and be like, okay, if this works for him, it should work for me. And then you can try to get close to those stats. So just something that you can do. If I don't have Freya to replace my Marvel, do I need to pull Freya right now? I think that everyone should have Freya. I think that content creators that say that you shouldn't pull for Freya are either super light spenders and just do not understand it. The easiest way to say it is we convinced Vulcan to pull for Freya and he was a Freya hater and he's a free-to-play player, okay? You should pull Freya. Everyone should pull Freya. Anyone who tells you not to pull Freya is either not informed properly yet or just don't actually understand what she does. Like, it is the biggest bait. Everyone who said don't pull for Freya. It's just incorrect. And I will stand by that. I know it sounds really cocky and condescending, but I'm just going to say it. If that content creator hasn't changed their mind on Freya yet, you should probably stop watching their content now because you're going to get baited. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. No hate to them, but it's just an information check. I'm sorry. How much accuracy on my Kazuya? Honestly, I could probably go lower, but it is a lot. But I could probably go lower. But it's been working, so I'm not going to change anything. Because last thing I want is to change it, and then all of a sudden it just magically stops working. Did I make a mistake using Selector on Bayotin? Yeah, you really should be using it on a good Premier DPS. But Bayotin's good later. It's just that she kind of has weird spikes. When you're strong enough to clear the content already, she's really good because she makes it so you can do speed runs, which is better. But until you can clear it just naturally, she's worse. If that makes sense. Because, like, when you start doing a dungeon, like how right now I'm just starting to do Hell, you're relying on consistent, kind of sustained type clears to farm for the gear so you can get stronger. And then eventually you get strong enough that it's easy anyway, so you may as well just farm it faster and super reliable because you're one-shotting everything. So that's when Bayotin's really good. So it's a win more character, is the TLDR there. Is Terror doable with Chloros and Lily? I don't have Dating. Yes, people are solo carrying with Dating. With Chloros. You can definitely do it if you have Lily, but it is mandatory to do it with Lily if you don't have Dating and you're using Chloros. Freya's using all my Hell teams, they're just stripping. Exactly. Everywhere you go, you can see her face. You should be pulling Freya. How much crit damage is Dating getting if he has 130 crit rate? So if he has 130 crit rate, and that's including the passive, he will have 45 crit damage is what he gets, because you just take 30, you times it by 1.5 in a calculator. That's how much they get. Should I save my mental stabilizers still or use them? If you are asking me that question, chances are you're not pushing to be a PvP player, so you should save them. If you're not pushing for top arena and top or top guild, you should save. Because it doesn't matter when you get to level 50, right? So you may as well be as strong as possible, and the way that you do that is by saving your pots. You're not trying to be as strong as possible now, you're trying to be as efficient as possible. And that's why you should save. Show us the Dokidoki run? I mean, I can show it, sure. Using gems or for energy refresh, not worse for free to play. I would recommend freshing with your gems because you get so much early, and I expect to get a decent amount with content that you should do it until level 35. So this way you don't fall off, because once you get to 35, you start to enter this farming purgatory where you're not really doing a lot of like interacting because you're not strong enough to advance an Ember track or ANISYNC. So you're just farming to get stronger. So then it's like, it's okay to chill, because then it becomes just a chill farm gotcha game. Sorry if I'm missing any messages. I'm trying my best here. I got Freya on her banner. Did the SSR pity on 80 will reset? Sorry. Pity carries over. What about Halloween or Dark Moon for Kazuya? No, you definitely want Black Flag. It feels like if you don't have Lily or Heinrich or any other of the top LDs, you're kind of bricked. Nah. Currently, I don't use any LDs in any of my teams. Heinrich, I have. Mio, I have, but I barely use Heinrich right now, and Mio, I only use for PvP. Sorry, I may need to take a quick break, because my throat is actually getting kind of dry from all the talking. I yap way too much. What do you recommend to get in my targeted summon? I have Kloss, Dokidoki, Ramoka, Bjorn, Freya, Lily. Kloss, Doki, Ramoka, Bjorn, Freya, Lily. You should think about picking up Chloros. I can consistently farm Doki 3, but can't do Doki 4. What should I do? Just try to get tankier. So this means go and see if you can build a more sustain type comp with Sonya. Make sure that your shells are all the way up to max level fully ascended. If they are, try making sure that all your characters have pretty decent passives, because you may have some really weak or useless passives. So try to get like HP % passive rolls on your shells for your supports, defense % if you're for your artisan user, and so on and so forth. And then you can try to retry. Is it worth grinding a lot for Jackal guards? I would say no, unless you are needing the extra stats. But I have pretty good black flags, so I don't need to worry about Jackal right now until I'm happy enough with my gear. So yeah, that's probably not. But if you have really bad black flags, go ahead and farm it. It's worth getting at least one, I'd say, but I wouldn't stop for it right now. Whom would you choose together with Lily and Chloros to clear Terra without the Ting? Dinah, Val. Definitely want Valerian. Dinah is good as well. If you have Kloss, she's better. And then Freya. Does Freya need skill ups? No, that's also what makes her really broken. I feel like Giada is pretty underwhelming. Not sure if I'm building her wrong. She takes time to scale. You just need to be patient. She's not the fastest or flashiest character. She needs time to scale. You need to have the right units to combine with her. But she should just be damage. She should just be like crit rate, crit damage, crit damage. But if you don't have enough crit rate with just one crit rate, you should go crit rate, crit rate, crit damage. That was a really good piece. I said this earlier, but do you think Messiah, Lily, Kazuya, Linglo, Kloss is fine for Doki Help 4? Thinking of using Selector on Kloss. Saw a couple of runs using that team, but I don't know how consistent it is. Kloss is a very good option for a Selector if you have good enough DPSs. I would recommend that you try to look into a Gigabyte Sonya instead of Linglo, though, to be honest, for Doki. Can I replace Kloss for Dinah and Dokidoki? If you're one-shotting and you have enough effect accuracy, despite the -50 from not being the right color, yes, you can. But otherwise, it's probably better just to go gray. Even if it's a non-skilled up gray, just at like 5-star, that should be fine. Does the 60 crit rate you get from passive count towards it too? Yes, it does count for it. So if you have 90% crit rate and you get that extra 60, then that you would have 50 excess, and that 50 excess would get converted to crit damage. I'm struggling in Hell 3, and my team is Diting, Lily, Freya, Valerian. Kloss. What do I need to improve? Diting, Lily, Freya, Valerian, and Kloss. If you're getting both your attacks off with Diting for a Zest 3 combo after Lily goes on a defense break, then it's fine. But one thing I want to... Well, it's kind of hard to tell because you need to make sure that your Kloss is going after the main boss, because you want that so this way you can go through and do your whole rotation. So you kind of need everyone to be slower than the main head, but still faster than... Oh, this actually may be a failed run. This is the only instance where it's a failed run, and this is why I may need to try going lower effect accuracy for an extra tankier bit on Kazuya. This is where runs can fail if I don't kill there. Yeah, so this is going to be a failed run. This is the only instance where it's a failed run. But yeah, you need to get like in a weird speed tuning with the Kloss teams. So it may be your speed tuning, or it could just mean that you need to be tankier. Which side is suitable for Freya, and which 3 main stats should I use? So right now I use a defense Swift Rush set, and that is because it is just really, really good with Artisan. See how I get a massive shield there on the Freya? That is why I do it. And so how I do that is I go double defense and then effect accuracy on Artisan. Ooh, this is going to be a really close run. You need Valerian S3 Max for Hell 4, Dokidoki, and Terra? Yes, definitely for Terra. Dokidoki is just, I mean, you need it anyway, so you may as well. What gear should you buy with coins? It depends 100%. It is 100% only purely... Oh, no, this is the run. This is it. It's done. Okay, this is done. So that's how the run fails. This is the only one way that the run fails, is that they focus the Kazuya and they kill her even through the Valerian save. Now, I could try making a tankier Kazuya, but I don't know. Actually, I'll try that. We'll try for a 10 run just for science. Maybe it makes it more consistent. It's just that it was consistent enough, so I don't care if I get like 1 run. So this one here, let's try that. What are we at? We're at exactly 12. Oh, I think this is why I was doing it. Because I think this makes her like decently fast. I don't know if I have... Do I have an HP percent and then a triple? I mean, I do. This. Yeah, we'll just put this on. I need to build it anyway, and it was okay. It was an okay piece. This will probably fix the issue that I'm having there. What's your arena team going to be? With Chloros, Diting, Mio. So right now what I do is I run a really fast Freya and Kloss, because they will ramp up my Ramolka, and then I have Valerian, so this way I can stop and counter cleave any cleavers. Do you think it's a good idea to skip Rosa for Kloss? I'm Messiah, Diting, Ramolka, Giada, and Chloros. Yes, because you have a Giada, but you'll want to build Giada. Then you can pick up Kloss. I just got plus 17 on my White Fang. Is there a unit who uses both speed and White Fang? Heinrich. Heinrich is really good with it. Also, technically Chloros, because you do want him to move pretty fast. Dropping Baton on my Dokidoki Health 4 team worked so good, having a 70% clear rate. Yeah, Freya's really good in it. Fury plus Keen Eye or Fury plus Onslaught better? Fury plus Onslaught is probably going to be better for you unless you have a really cracked Keen Eye set. It also depends on the character. Oh, for Diting, probably Keen Eye plus Fury then. Use Diting plus Chloros for your Terror team? Yes, I should be showing it actually after this. I probably need to do a 10 run. Or just one of the, I use both. Can I use Black Flag on Valerian? It's not really good, but if it's your only shell left and you don't want to farm a new one, yeah, go for it. Actually, I need to run Terramaton anyway after this, so I can show that team too. By the way, guys, if you can take a moment, there's 200 of you guys here, but I only have 39 likes. Can we fix that? Can we fix that for a moment, please? Thank you. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you, by the way. It's crazy. We're at 200 concurrent. Thank you so much. Actually, let's check because we were so close to 1,000 subs. I actually wonder if we're already at 1,000. We are. We're up one. We're at 1,000 now. Thank you guys, by the way. That's awesome. That's actually so awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, there's the likes. Thank you. Thank you. I need my dopamine hits. Which skills? Which shell on Kazuya? Black flag. That's a good one. Can Mio replace Kazuya in this team? If you are one-shotting, yes. Okay, let's switch over. Sorry, I need to switch this. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine. So only thing that you need to keep in mind is when you go into this run, this is the team, is you need to make sure to set this and move this head. Because normally it's like this, you need it like this. What's the math for the crit conversion? I still don't get it. Pretty much whatever your excess is, take that. So what I do is, let's say that you start off at 90, you then add the 60, and you would end up at, in this case, 150. Minus 100 from that, times it by 1.5. That's how much crit damage you add on. Could you give me an advice on what to do? I can only farm Doki, heal 3, and Terror, heal 1. Should I keep farming Nico Nana? Yes, you should keep farming Nico Nana until your shells are good enough. And you want to try to get to a point where you're able to farm at least Dokidoki 3, Hell 3, because then you could just grind it out, and eventually you can farm some good enough gear from there that you are able to clear into Hell 4. So that's pretty much the goal. I don't have this option, bro. Well, I mean, it's the option I have. It's the option I have. I'm sorry. You can replace Chloros for Leanne. You can replace Chloros for Leanne if you want. Chloros is just the best in slot. That's all it is. I swear it doesn't pop off. It always does. For that team, which unit can replace Chloros? Leanne. Yeah. Is it a bad idea to skip Freya's limited banner? I 100% recommend every single player to get Freya. It doesn't matter if you're a whale, free to play, or a Leviathan, or a light spender. Get Freya. Wait, you don't kill the arms on Terror? No, because I have enough damage. There is, so if you do not have enough damage to two-cycle this, there is a route where instead of going Valerian, you go Sonya with Gigabyte. And what you do is you have to scale up Chloros' S3 to level 5, and you target the left arm first. So they killed the left arm. Then because he has a skill 3 on level 5, he will transfer the Doom Toll, which is this right here. I can't click on it. Doom Toll. So this will get transferred over to the main body because it has the highest attack. So that's the other option. If you can't clear this really fast, you can do a sustained version of that clear as well. Is it Dyna instead of Kloss actually? No, I've tried that. The speed down from Kloss is actually really, really important here. Should you also focus the main body with Leanne? To be honest, what you should do is you should turn off. If you're using Leanne, you turn this off. Because you need to make sure that the Ting is always hitting the mark. So you need to be able to adapt the run based on what you need. Shells on Freya, Artisan. I got upset and used like 6.5k gems on a side banner, got him, but I have no mats. And is he even worth it now? And if you don't have Lily, man, I hate to break it to you, you should have saved those. You should have saved those. I have Shadow Sonya, should I build the dot team? The dot team is only good for Terror. I would not recommend it for general use now that it's been nerfed for Aurora. If it was still good in Aurora, I would recommend it, but it's just, it's rough, man. It's rough. I have Shadow Sonya. For answer that, is Mio great for Nico Nana? Yeah, she's pretty good there. She's a good speed up option. Sorry, you said Freya, Kloss, Ramulcha, and I didn't catch the last one. I use Valerian for PvP because she is good for countering other Remolka cleavers. And also Messiah cleavers. Can Messiah replace Chloros in this team? Yes, but you need a lot better gear if you're going to do that. So it's better to use Selector and Kloss if you already have Rill. If you have Rill and Chloros, then I guess Kloss would be the next best bet. Hey bro, I can only farm Doki Hell 2 and Terramaton Hell 1. Should I keep farming Nico Nana on Hell? Can't progress in the module levels. Yeah, just focus on trying to get some really cracked shells. That's the best thing you can do if you can't progress any further in the module stage. You should... Your shells, if they are really good, you should be good enough to a point where you have everything you need to push to at least Hell 3. And then from there, you can adapt. And, oh my god. What the fuck is that piece? What the fuck? Streamer luck? Check the picture. How's it going, Gustavo? Oh, what picture, Doki? Where did you post it? Bro, I want this to roll on speed. Nice. I actually don't know if I have enough money to roll it, but yeah, we should roll it. I actually have no money to roll it, man. We're bricked. We're bricked. Okay, let's sell some stuff. To be honest, I can probably sell some of these now. I don't need this. I still use that. I still use that. I don't use that anymore. Definitely don't use that. That's not really good. And that has speed, so it's okay. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I still need the effect accuracy. Oh, did I misclick on the right arm? What is the workload leading such a big guild? I actually don't lead it. Oh, I did misclick on the right arm. You're right. It's okay. It's fine. It's one failed run. We cry about it later. We cry about it over our broken our broken helmet. Let's see what it got so far. So we want this helmet, and then we want onslaught. Okay. That's so fucking good so far. Oh my gosh, it's so good, man. It's just so good. But yeah, I don't actually lead it. I'm just one of the guild leaders. My job is pretty much just to help make sure that no one's bricking. Is there a guideline on which DPSs use which red gear? Onslaught, Harvest, Focus, Kenai. Pretty much the easiest way to look at it is you want to read the character skill. If it says they attack only one time, Kenai or Momentum is always going to be better. Momentum is always the best for PvE though. Just keep that in mind. It's just like Epic 7 if you played that, where Rage Gear for PvE is the best. And then after that, it is for single target, like one-time nukers, like Chloros, Deting, Lian. Characters that just say they only do a single hit like this are really good on Kenai. This guy has an extra hit, so that doesn't count. Characters that say that I do like 3 hits are generally going to be better on stuff like Onslaught, because you're not going to get the full value out of the Kenai, right? The Kenai is only going to be good on the first hit. Now, if it's your best gear and it gives you the best stats, then that's the case. I'm sad I didn't stumble on this channel faster. Keep up the great work, man. Hey, man, it's better late than never. It's better late than never. Go back to showing this run. Do you have any skills on Valerian upgraded? Yes, her S3 is up. That's the only one. When is the GVG launch, and what are your expectations / goal? Rank 1 or disband is the situation. We wouldn't actually disband if not rank 1. But yes, rank 1 is our goal. And it's supposed to be, the first day is supposed to be on the 16th, apparently. Do you have any, if I have Chloros but don't have to ting, what second damage should I use on Terror? Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, you really need to be building to ting, but if you don't have him, probably Gray instead of Kloss, and then you can put in like some other utility character. How do you recommend upgrading epic modules? Epic. Wait, sorry, I forget the names. I'm better with the colors. Let me just go double check what that is. Oh, epic. These can go up to +12 if they're good. I would try to avoid +15ing anything that's below the pink, which I believe is, what are those called? Outstanding. Unless you're like really, really desperate. That's like the only time I would go past +9 on those if I'm like desperate, which I think those ones I generally still have now because I'm that desperate. What's the max crit damage? It is 350%, and that's with crit buffs and all the other stuff. So if I'm hitting over 350% on the ting, is it better to run 2 attack percents, 1 crit rate? Yes. Kloss and Chloros replacement. Chloros can be replaced, well, both of those, it's Leanne and Gray. Leanne and Gray. Do I need Freya for that? I don't have, but I have Lily. Freya is just so hard to replace. You really should pull for her. You really, really should. Can you please tell me what matrix to look for on Artisan for Freya? Swift Rush and the Defender one. I forget what the defense set is. Here, I'll just show you because I have the perfect one. This is the perfect one. You think Chloros with S3 max, Lily, Freya, Valerian, Sonya work out? Yes. Yeah, probably. You don't need to max S3 then. You can, well, actually, yeah, you can try to kill the left arm first and then have the Doom Toll pass over if you max out his S3. Uh, 350% crit damage is the 150 plus 200? Yes, correct. I'm using Messiah, Beatin, Dyna, Deting, and Hellkit for Terramaton Hell 1 and can't pass through it. You probably need to go a more sustain route. Beatin is not very sustainy. She's more for burst comps. I was wondering why I was lagging. But yeah, you want to go sustain because you have Hellkit. Hellkit's really good when you pair it with like Sonya and stuff. So it's probably better than going with your Beatin. S3 max for Valerian? Yes. Should I replace Chloros with Lily or Leanne? Leanne. If you're running the exact same team, Leanne. Is there a replacement for Freya? Really tough to replace Freya because she provides both Nightmare, which is really nice. I mean, Nightmare gives so much extra damage. It's like 15% extra damage. I can't click it. It doesn't let me click it, man. But yeah, Nightmare's so good. It also gives you sustain. She gives you a defense buff, and then she can stack it with Artisan on curve, which is really, really insane. Very hard to replace her. There's really no excuse that people, you should pull Freya. Please, please, please pull Freya, whatever the cost. You will never regret it. Do you think they will do a 2x event like in beta? Yes, I expect them to eventually do it. Is Sonya, Ling, Valerian better for Doki 2? It just depends, again, on your speed. Oh, wait, sorry. I need to quickly set this as 1. Pretty much what you want to do is think about it this way. If your account's fast, Sonya's better. If your account has a lot of damage, like mine, then you are going to want to build Valerian for your runs. S3 max on Chloros. If you are doing the runs where you have to hit the left arm, yes. If you're like mine and you can focus down and burst down the middle guy, then no, you don't need his S3 maxed. But S3 max is also good for PvP. Who are the top 3 out of 3/5 characters / skills to use Yellow Lattice on? You just want to put them on your DPS. So I definitely would recommend getting Ramoka and maxing her S3. Messiah, if you have him and Lily together, then I would do Messiah's S3 into Lily's S4. And then after that, it's really up to you. It just depends on your box, honestly. But yeah, it's always like your 2 DPSs. So in my case, it's Chloros. Otherwise, Leanne is really good because you just need to make sure your DPSs are good. Will you post the VOD of the stream? The stream on YouTube automatically archives, so it'll be here on this channel. You just have to go to my channel. You just have to click on live, and it will even show you my past live stream. I only have like 2 other live streams. Well, my very first one I had crashes, but my last one's up here as well. So you can always check that out. But it will be up right away. Will I update my spreadsheet? Yes, I'm planning to update it tomorrow. What are you planning to using your Rosa for? You already have Detang for Aurora. Yes. Oh, is this the run? Where I lose? No, this is my one run. Of course. Of course. I should have just put it on the thing. Actually, what I'll do. It's still losable, guys. It's still losable. Actually, I should do it like this in case I get like really bad RNG. I wasn't paying attention, so if I accidentally clicked on something, let me know, but... Wonder what happened. It's still losable though, but it's otherwise pretty consistent. Uses Alicorn. A lot of characters will use Alicorn for PvP later. Got 3 Freya from the perma banner. Let's go, man. Is it worth to get Chloros in targeted summon? If you have Remulcha already, then it's something that you can debate for sure. Got only enough material for 1 6-star hero. Will I go Chloros or Mocha? Probably go for Mocha first because Doki's a little bit better for progress. I got Lilith, but I don't know where she's good. Lilith is great in the ANISYNC Echoes and Ember track. And there's like late game content. That's where she shines. And PvP. Would Freya be that big of an upgrade over Chiaki? Yes, it's huge. Nightmare adds extra damage to your comp and sustain. And on top of that, she provides defense buff. She can use gear much better than what you can get out of Chiaki. She's faster naturally. There's just so many reasons why you want her, and she's easier to use because she doesn't require any skill ups. So you don't have to waste your precious like early game purple lattices are so good because you can build a lot of different characters. I can go on for a long time. Point is, everyone should get Freya. Everyone should get Freya and click the like on the stream. That's the 2 things that are guaranteed in life here. Can Messiah replace Chloros? Yes, but you need much better gear to make up for it, because Chloros just does so much damage. Okay, I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. So what I'll do real quick is I'll quickly switch over to... Happy with that, happy with that. I think I lost you mid-train of thought, but are you planning on using your Rosa? Oh, yep, sorry. So Rosa is pretty much going to be... Wait, let me just change this. This is how long I haven't farmed for it, by the way. I'm planning to use Rosa for PvP and also super fast run stuff. And she's also really good in Guild Boss, which is why I need her. It was more for Guild Boss. But yeah, I'm planning to use her more for PvP. Primarily. Guess this is okay. I'll just stick with this. Can't seem to clear Terror 3 using Detang team without Lily or Chloros. Does my Detang just need more investment? Yeah, you probably just need more damage. Recommended shells for Linglo. For Linglo, Gigabyte is really, really good. Hi, your team don't have Kloss. Which character can I use instead? You can use Gray. Gray or Dinah if you have enough damage. Any idea how well HOYAN fared overall on the beta? She was extremely strong in PvP, but she was very weak in PvE. I have 8 gold lattice. You said Ramocha S3, Messiah S3, Lily S3? I already did Ramocha. It depends on what characters you have, man. If you have Ramocha already, then you should do it on whoever your second DPS is. May that be Chloros, may that be Leanne, may that be Messiah. Whoever your next DPS is, get their S3 to max, because that will be the key. How much effect accuracy do you need on Mio? In PvP, you want at least 2 effect accuracy pieces to stop anyone choosing you with effect resist. But in PvE, you generally only need 1. How much defense does your Freya have? I think it's like 2k. I can just check. Yeah, it's 2k. Any idea what the next LD banner is going to be? So apparently there's a character that was leaked a long time ago and she was data mined. She's called Yelly. Apparently she's going to be the next character. So she will be the next one. We don't know anything else about her besides she's light and she's hot. Does Tsukiyomi replace Bayotin for Dokidoki? You can definitely try Tsukiyomi. She does provide a good attack buff. She does provide a speed buff. Yeah, she's not bad. You can definitely try it. Actually, I should check one thing. I think she actually has something in her kit as well that could be useful, but let me just make sure. She also has a silence, and this counts towards the mechanic of stopping the damage reduction. So, yeah, technically, yes, you could use Tsukiyomi instead if you don't have Freya, or you need to release Bayotin and go for slower comps. The speed running on Lily teams, Lily should be the first one or behind the first. She should be the first one. But preferably if you're going for like super speed run teams, and you should have your attack buffer go first if you can, which is why most people go with Freya, because you can make Freya really fast as well when you 6-star her as well as Lily, because they're both the same base speed. Have you tried Terros with just Chloros as a DPS? Still no Ting? I haven't, but there are a lot of people that are doing it. Everyone who is doing solo Chloros, they are going super sustain routes with Lily. You had me at hot. I know, sold. She's good. Being hot is a W. Exactly. No lattice investment needed in Leanne, viable and clearing Hell 3. I would recommend maxing her S5. She's a really good AoE DPS. I am hoping that Holden can make me not have to raise her again, because I'd prefer not to, but if I need a good AoE DPS, she will be the one I re-raise. She's not a bad character. That's why I said don't reset her unless you have Chloros. Have you tried Terror? Oh, I've already answered that. Was her kit leaked as well? No, we know nothing about her besides that she's hot and she's a light unit. That's it. Don't know if she's a DPS, a support, or whatever. I have a big question, but I don't know where to find answers. I'm building Chloros right now, and I just don't know what substats list stats to look for. Okay, so Chloros, the main thing that you need to know about this guy is you want him to move before whoever your secondary DPS is. That's preferably a multi-attacker. So this is your Victors, the Ting is probably the best one right now. Also, Rosa is really good with him later on in late game for just destroying stuff, because all these characters have multi-attacks. When you S3, he puts Doom Tool on, and you want to hit multiple times, because once this reaches 0, you get another free ultimate. And every time he casts his ultimate, it's another 25% up to 100% extra damage. Really good, right? So you want him to be just fast enough that he moves before your secondary attacker. Cool. Second thing that you want to care about in your substats is getting him as close to 100% crit rate as possible. This is 85% if you have color advantage. So in Terramaton, you only need 85%. Then you want as much crit damage as possible, because crit damage is a bigger multiplier. Then, if you are already as close as you can to the crit cap, and you have as much crit damage as you can, every bit of attack percentage on top of that is helpful. That is the only stuff that he cares about. Pure, raw damage. And then enough speed that he's speed tuned properly. Are still using Marvel? I use him for PvP. I don't use him anywhere else though right now. But that's because I have like a bunch of other units that are just better. But I would say that if I didn't have the entire roster, there are definitely a lot of places where I would still use him if I didn't have X or Y character. What would the team entail? Chloros, Lily, Valerian, Kloss. So it would be Freya, Lily, Chloros, Sonya, Kloss. That would be the team. Best set bonus for Sonya, Wellspring or Swift Rush. Any combination of the two. I've tried Dark Moon yet? No. I've heard some people say that it's helped them clear Terramaton Hell 3 and 4 because the extra defense turn does help on like a Dyna or a Kloss. Personally, I haven't had a need for it, but maybe it's something that's worth trying for you if you feel like you're just a little bit of damage off because your defense falls off. That's where you just need to pay attention to your run and figure out why are you losing. Why is your full HP Val easily dying? It depends, like, how much HP does she have? If she's really squishy, then she's just not going to live. I mean, the only thing you care about is HP, so hopefully, I mean, she should be around 35 to 40k at least. Why I 6-starred Kloss? PvP. That's all it is. It was for PvP and a little bit of tankiness. That's all. You don't have to do it. It's just that I use her literally everywhere, so it was a no-brainer. Out of all these supports, I wanted to 6-star one of them for PvP. She happened to be it, and then I'm also going to build Mio because I'm using them in multi-purpose areas. That's it. Could you show your Dating and Ramoka? Yeah. How do you farm your coins to upgrade gear? I'm always out. Yeah, that's the trick. You always stay out. You just, every time you get enough, you just roll. You do another roll. That's it. Sure. So Ramoka. So I'll show the Dating because I move my gear around how I need it. But right now, actually, I'll show you the Ramoka. So this is the Ramoka set. Kenai is not the best. Onslaught would be better here. Onslaught Fury. The issue is that the Onslaught Fury set that I have set up is worse stats. So this just ends up being better stat distribution. So Kenai just happens to be the set. But if I had these stats and I had Onslaught Fury, I would go with that. Otherwise, Dating. If you can manage to get him to 12 Onslaught, 12 Kenai, then this is the best set. That is the best set. Otherwise, Harvest Kenai is good. Onslaught Kenai is good. Momentum Harvest is good. Momentum Harvest. Momentum Onslaught 8 is good. Even if you can get Onslaught 8, it's pretty good. You just want to have as close as you can to making sure that he always has a 100% crit rate and then as much crit damage as possible up to the 350% damage cap. And then also maximize his attack. That's it. And he has to be on White Fang. That's it. Alright, cool. So that's done. So, wait, why did I farm Dark? Oh, true. I was like, wait. Let's do that. Oh, I don't have that. Oh, shit. I fucked up. Because I'm pretty sure I have this. Oh, no, I don't have either of those. Okay, I guess we're going to have to farm a little bit more. Yeah, where are we? GP Outpost. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do another 10 run. It's better than nothing. Alright, sorry. Let's go back to this here. So, just pulled Mia. Thoughts for Slinglow. Mia is really good late game, but at least where even I am right now, she's not there yet. You need to be really fast to get the full value out of her. And we're just not there yet. That's just the truth. Linglow's better. Momentum Fury? Yes, it's good. I only have one perfect Lattice. Do you think I should level Witch of Freya's skills first? You shouldn't skill anything on her, actually. But if you are going to skill anything on her, in my opinion, it's a toss-up with how you use her. If you use her for PvP, then you want to try to eventually get to the extra plus 15 speed here. If you are not doing PvP, then a really good thing that you can do is try to get her up here to the plus 30%. The 30% chance to inflict nightmare is really nice. So that's really it. Dreamweave is nice, but you don't really need this. Like, I don't like this one at all. But yeah, so it's probably a toss-up between trying to go for the S1 here, or trying to go for this. Which is still max refresh. As a free-to-play after level 40. No, I would stop at 35. I have 3 perfect alliances. Should I max upgrade skill 3 on Messiah? If you already have 2 good DPSs, you probably don't need to skill up Messiah. If you don't have a good second DPS, you can start skilling up Messiah. I was watching your video talking about max crit damage being 305. I was able to build more, and even at 350, Lily still boosted crit damage. If it's changed and I'm giving inaccurate information, then I will readjust it. But in every single previous beta, it has been after you can only go up to plus 200 on your crit damage, and then when you tested it with like Bayotin or Lily, it did not increase. So that is why I gave out that information. If that has changed since then, I will gladly make a video letting people know. But I would need to see someone who's actually done the test to go with that, because every other test that has been done before that has said otherwise. Can I see the Valerian build? Yeah. Not really on anything special. How the hell can you out-sustain Terror? He does so much damage. It's just being really, really tanky. And Sonya on Gigabyte as well is really nice. And having good Artisan. What I'll do is once I get a 3rd crit damage built, I will test it. But if someone has triple crit damage, send me a picture where that goes over plus 200, and I'll buy you a battle pass. Are all your right pieces HP? No. Oh, for Valerian? Yeah, they are. They are. Would you recommend Rosa for the average player following your Chloros to Ting or Mulcher route for 6-star priority? Would you recommend Rosa? No, probably not. Probably not. I would recommend Kloss. In Discord, it's just at Takasumi. It needs to be like this number here going over plus 200. Because that means it's changed. Because I have a screenshot from the previous beta where I had 250% crit damage in total, and it was at plus 200. It could also just be a visual thing, because I didn't really test the damage. Is Gigabyte or the Fox better for Lily and Klaus? Gigabyte is better early on, but Fox is better for PvP, if you mean Jackal. Does Chloros S2 need skill up? No. Oh, I'm saying, in past betas, I said, because in past betas I tested this, your crit damage, this number could never go above 200. Which means that the crit damage cap was 350. Because 150 plus 200. So I'm saying, if that's not the case, then I'm wrong. And I'm fine with being wrong. But I would need to see it, because I have pictures from the previous beta where I had like 250 and this was only at plus 200. Because that does change a lot. Because I could just run like another crit damage thing and do even more damage. It does change a lot. I'm always happy to be wrong. I was wrong about Victor. Oh shit. I may owe this guy a pack. Okay, I mean, we can just test it. Let's finish this run and then let's test it. See, I never got that, so... I mean, to be fair, they also didn't say that the PvE changes happened. But no, I tried this exact thing, but it only said 200 no matter how high it went. So maybe it's a visual thing and they fixed it? But okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. I mean, more crit damage is always better. And I can easily test that. Valerian gear. You want to get 12 Wellspring no matter what, if you can. I just can't get it right now. Fury momentum is worth it for Messiah and Dating. If you can get the full value out of momentum, it is the best set in the game. 100% for PvE. If you have a maxed out Supernova, yes, it's the best because it gives you the most max HP. Alicorn and Gigabyte, all those are also good. I'm going to be honest, if this actually works, in theory, I should be able to one-shot Terror, and I will gladly make that into a video. And the Champions Call units have over 350%, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it'd be weird. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they can always change it. Like I said, like, how many things have they already changed? I'm happy to be wrong. I don't really care about being wrong about stuff. It's just that I want to make sure that my info is accurate. So if that's the case, like, shout out to you, man. And, like, that's the thing. Like, feel free to call me out, guys. Like, I'm not going to get mad. You know, I don't really have an ego on this. So, like, that's cool. Because what this means is that I'm holding myself back. Can we see your bets? Oh, don't follow my bet. I'm wrong. I'm 100% wrong. So what you should be betting on is not this. You should be betting on this. This is going to win. This is the one that has the highest chance to win, apparently. I just chose at random, but everyone in my guild went for this. I want to finish this because I want to go test the Dating. Because I know for a fact I can get a much better Dating. Okay, cool. There's that one done. So that's our first. Plus 12. Sorry guys, I'm probably not going to answer any questions for a quick second. I want to test Mama's idea. So let's go into it. So he says here that we can get as much crit damage as possible. So first, let's go to our build. Let's start off here. This is getting exciting. I like it when there's some new development. So there's that. So we want to get as much crit damage as possible, right? So you're saying that maxing out our crit damage is preferred here. So in that case, how do I do that? How do I get as much crit damage as possible? It is by going Fury Harvest. We're going to replace that. So what's that? That's 340, and this is 84 plus 84 plus 60 minus 100 times 1.5 plus 190 plus 150. So this is 406. So this is better than this should in theory be better. So the easiest way that we can test this is what I know one shots is this right here. So let's grab that. Let's grab that. And let's just go quickly do one run of Nico Nana, shall we? So let's go here. Let's go to Nico Nana. This means that I should be able to One shot Nico Nana without anything. Okay. Set, cool, go. Will it work? It's about the same damage, to be honest. It's about the same damage. Okay, let's go test it on Terror. So what I'll do here is I'll go to Terror. And the issue is I can't get this. I mean, I guess what I can do is I can go crit rate, right? I can overcap. I just don't have any more crit damage ones. Because I don't really build too much crit damage here. You know what I can do? I can easily just do this. Because right now, if I go back to my current stats, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Alright, we'll test this. We'll test this. Because this team is just barely not killing right now. And that's with Freya. So what happens if I switch this to Beotin? So I switch this gear to Beotin right now. She has 205. Cool. Because Beotin will give us a crit damage buff, right? So same one. The thing is right now, my guy here, he's 83 plus 60. And then what we do is we minus 100, times that by 1.5. So it's 64.5 plus 150 plus 127. So this is 341, which means that technically we shouldn't see too much of a difference outside of Chloros when we run Beotin here. So we'll just run Beotin here. Well, I think I'm slightly slower than the thing with without Freya. Oh, no. Okay, so this should be enough. This should be enough. No, that's about the same. I'm pretty sure that's about the same. Okay, wait. So I'll screenshot this. So this is his HP when it's, so this is his HP right now, that I got. I'm going to send this to you, by the way, Mama, on there, just so we can see. And then I'm going to go back to Freya. And this is just a very quick, easy test, because we know that we're not going to one-shot Cat Die. And I'm going to switch over here. Now, the only thing that we need to do is we need to just make sure that this run... Oh, actually, I shouldn't go into auto. I need to make sure that this run is done properly. So, in order to make this fair, I have to make sure that this lands a Nightmare, because we were always basing it off the comparison to Nightmare. So... Can you replace Chloros with Lily if your Ting has enough damage? Yes. Okay, we got all those buffs. Now do we get the Nightmare? Okay, well, we didn't get the Nightmare, but let's just see how much damage this does, just to see in comparison. Because we didn't have the Nightmare previously. Oh, actually, you know what? That is a decent amount. That is a decent amount difference. Is it a crazy amount? What is that? It's about 10% more. It's about 10% more. So I'll do it one more time. We'll just try to see if we can get the nightmare damage actually. Okay, cool. We still got the hacking and stuff, which is all that matters. Okay, well, we didn't get the nightmare. Ah, shit. It's okay. If I'm using... Oh, sorry. No, restarting and then quitting does not actually reduce the penalty. It still goes away. So this is a nightmare. I'm gonna be honest, I can't actually tell too much from this. Take a look. If I go here, we were at 11. We had to buy refresh, so we're at 111. Oh, it did work. What the fuck? What am I on about? I quit. I'm not the information guy anymore. This actually works? Wait. Let me just quickly try one more time. I'm at 11. I swear I saw a video on this. No, see, it still eats. It still eats. I'm not crazy. I just refreshed one while we were in the thing. See? You owe me a stability, man. You owe me a like. You owe me a like, brother. Yeah, see? Still eats. Getting trolled. So I'm gonna be honest, the damage there, I didn't see much of a difference. But to be fair, with the without the nightmare, there was a difference. Yeah, I know. I quit the first time. I quit the first time because I forgot that I wanted to test with the nightmare, so I quit out. But the second time was, no, I thought they were saying, like, you know, you can do the restart and quit out. You can't. See, I'm 110 right now. And then if I go in and you start the fight, the moment you click start the fight, even if you restart, see, it restarted, and now I exit, I'll be at 109. They fixed it since like 2 betas ago. It was in the last beta too. Yeah, I'd have to do more testing, but to be honest, from the numbers, I actually think that it's just a visual thing where you can go over now, but I don't see much of a damage difference. Well, actually, no, I do. Maybe you can, but maybe it's just not worth it. Maybe just Nightmare's better than go overcapping on your crit damage. It could just be like the attack multiplier. I didn't really see too much of a difference. Yeah. Jello, I don't know if you're serious or if you're just trying to make me lose lose stability. Alright. If your crit is capped on Ting, it's worth using attack over crit rate. Yeah. I go Gigabyte on Valerian. Pretty much just don't go Diamond Heart. Just don't go Diamond Heart on Valerian, and the shout doesn't matter. Do need to use some lattice for Chloros. Yeah, you wanna get Chloros's S3 up to level 4 if you're gonna focus down the main head. If you're focusing down the left head first, then it's probably this. It may be the case for the crit damage thing, by the way, but we'd have to do more testing on it. Maybe it's just like it's not worth it, or it's diminishing values afterwards or something like that, because I'm gonna be honest, looking at the HP bars, it's not too big of a difference, and it should be quite bigger than that if you can overcap So yeah, the one without actually, yeah, you're right. The first one is the one with Bayotin, and sorry, you guys can't see this, but the one without Nightmare, it is quite a difference. It's like 10% more. Actually, it's about it's in like the 15-ish% difference. The one with Nightmare though is about 1-to-1, so maybe it's more consistent. So maybe you can, but it's pretty hard to get enough damage to one-shot this guy anyway. So yeah, maybe there isn't a cap, but I'll have to test it more before I can really say for sure. Yeah, I think for now I'll just say I'll just stop saying that there's a cap just to be safe, because visually there is no cap, but we'll see. Because there definitely was visually a cap in the previous one. I have screenshots of it too, so I'll have to go dig through the Discord for it. I'll have to dig in the Discord for it, but yeah, I have screenshots of it, so maybe it's changed, but that's fine. If it has changed, then we can do it, but also you still want to have a good balance of attack, because I lost 700 attack for that, and it was like slightly better. Was it 2x event? We don't know. It does seem like yeah, it did definitely feel like there was a diminishing return because it did not do as much as it should. So maybe there is a diminishing return at a certain point. But yeah, we'll have to test that. Man, I just wish people would just data mine the game. It doesn't seem like there's a cap, but I felt like after 300-ish, you weren't really getting as much value when we look at the HP difference compared to just having attack. But it could just be a case of like basic math where it's like just building up that volume after a certain point, it's diminishing value in general. But yeah, we'll have to see. I think 1 attack percent then 2 crit rate, crit damage is always the answer. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the situation, right? It may just be a situation of like it's just better, not because like there is a crit damage cap or diminishing value, but rather that you just get more volume on your multiplication when you have higher attack after a certain point. So it's like building the biggest house possible in terms of volume. I have Messiah, Rose, Lily, and most support SSR stuck on Terrible Town Nightmare 3, can't clear hell. My level's 37. Farm shells. Your shells are probably pretty yikes. You probably need to sit down and spend like 3 days in Nikonana. I'm going to be honest, I farmed Nikonana from level 35 to 43 before I was able to clear hell consistently. I'm a son. I've already answered that. On which should I spend my purple lattices if I finish Detain, Gray, or Valerian? Valerian S3 to max is definitely worth it. Any tips for Phantom Theater? You can't turn manipulation, and CC does not work. Just build damage, have a good sustainer, and just have characters that are really good at turn meter push. So this way you can cycle really fast and deal as much damage as possible. Good, consistent DPS is always the best way to go. That's it. And I think I answered the ×2 event, but we don't know yet. We're waiting for announcement. I would expect that it's going to come soon, but I don't know. I don't know anything at this point. I finished them already. Which one should I invest in? Oh, you finished Dieting, Gray, and Valerian. Oh, okay. So once you finish those 3 units, it's really up to you what you want to do. In my opinion, I would say that it's worth looking at characters like, this is where you need to make a decision on your account, and this is where you start building the account how you want it, rather than following a guide. You have options between this guy, Viper, very, very good. This chick you may want to look into. I haven't looked into her too much, but she may be worth it. Apparently she like does counterattacks, she does spells. She has a pretty good multiplier here based on defense as well. And this is a pretty short cooldown when it gets to 3, and it gives a defense up to all allies. So she may be someone that's worth investigating and experimenting with. Viper I know is a safe pick, and then there's also characters like Rin the Unbowed. I've heard a lot of good things about, and she did not get touched. So you could explore her, or you could explore a character like RC77, and there's also characters like, where is it? I'm missing one. Oh, like Chiaki the Echo, who I built, but that's for other purposes. I'm glad to hear that, Wogley. I'm super happy. Hopefully you'll get some really good gears, and when you get a 19 speeder, I expect that you send some money to my PayPal. You know, wink wink, nudge nudge, you're welcome. You know, I totally got that 19 speeder for you in the future. Viper seems really good for some reason. No one uses him. Yeah, it's just that he's not useful like early on for a lot of the teams. So he's much better later when you get to Aurora and stuff. So I expect to see people start building him now. I still have no Ting. Should I still pull for him or just Leanne all the way? Yeah, at this point, just save up your summons, Leanne all the way. If you got to work with what you got for your box. Does Sharon give more shell upgrade material than Nico Nana? I actually don't know. I was told that, but I don't know how true it is. We can actually just test it real quick. I'll test it, and then I think I'm going to call it after I test it. So let's just test it real quick. So Nico Nana, let's just see how much we get from one run. Let's just do a Mythbuster. Today is Mythbuster as well. Had a lot of fun with that. Boom, boom, boom. We'll go Freya. And then we'll go Chloros. Pop. Okay, so what we got from here is we got 9,993. Actually, sorry, I should do one more just to make sure that it's like not a range and it's consistent. If it's not always that amount. Does Chloros S3 trigger off dot damage? I do not know. I've not played with any dot characters, to be honest with you. 900, 9,500. Okay, so there seems to be a range. So we're looking to see if we hit 10,000, probably. Like, I'd assume that it's probably 9,500 to 10,000. So we'll see if Sharon is in the higher ballpark. We'll just do a quick run of her. To see if we get more from this. We get more from Sharon. Oh, thank you, Moments. I got less. Oh, I know that was money. Wait, you get money from here now? I actually never noticed that. We got more. I'll do again. I'll do it one more. What should be Kloss gear? I'm currently running 1 effect accuracy and then double HP. Because it doesn't seem like we need too much effect accuracy. Ooh, we didn't get the defense down. That's annoying. It means that we're going to have to spend a little bit more time here. No, you don't want the double shield pets. They overlap. They will override each other. So if you have one that's weaker, it will override it if they move after. So it's pretty hard to probably do. 9,900. Okay. It looks like it's slightly more. It's very slight. It's probably irrelevant. You should probably just go for the one where you're just fishing for good shells. But it does look like Sharon is very, very ever slightly more. What skill up lattices for Ting? So, I mean, okay, here's one thing that you guys got to keep in mind. There is a quest in here that is level up all skills of an SR Animus. So at some point, you're going to have to 555 a SR Animus. I would say Ting is the one that you're going to do because you definitely need this to be max. This has to at least go to here, and this has to also go up to level 4. So you may as well 555 him eventually, but the priority is maxing out the S2, level 4 on your S3, and then level 4 on your S1 in that order. and then you come back and max it out. Yeah, it's a very small percentage. It's pretty irrelevant for the most part. But effectively, yes, you should, if you're farming for purely currency and nothing else, you should go to whatever the highest is. Because I'm pretty sure if I do a quick run on HOYAN, like if we just do 2 runs, and I don't mind doing these because I'm gonna have to do them at some point anyway, let's be real. I'm pretty sure we'll end up having a similar situation. Up. Yeah, it looks like it's roughly about a 5% increase. Golden line on Heinrich? You probably want usually Jackal or Revelation, depending on what you're doing. Usually are the better ones for them. Pop that, pop that. Yeah, it's about a 5% increase from what it looks like, which is fine. So nothing too crazy. I mean, definitely Shadowflame HOYAN is a lot more than Nico Nana though, so because it's quite a significant jump there, about 1,000 more. So this is probably going to be around the 115 to 120 range. So yeah, definitely farm the highest one if you're just looking for currency and not really looking for the body. So like if I was trying to raise my so if I was trying to raise like something and I already had all the bodies to feed into it, then it is correct for me to go and farm the highest stage. But that's about it. So cool. Okay. So I've done a lot today, guys. I was actually only playing stream for like 2 hours. We ended up doing almost 4. I think we were 3.5. So I'm going to call it tonight. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow at reset, just like always. So, well, now like always, now that hopefully everything's out of the way. But yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out. Videos will start back up. And hopefully by the end of the week, we should have ourselves a Discord. And I'm hoping to get the sheet done tomorrow. At the very least, I want to get it started so I can at least talk about what are the changes. But that's it. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.